That show me subscribe. That show me subscribe.
Make no mistake, we're the only black people in y'all that only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Bitch. We built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. You ain't wanna get down, now you're around, hating, faking. With the lineage in and out, the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, mistake, we're the only black people and y'all the only eat rat, eat cat. People, you ain't black, you ain't that. Matter of fact, your black is repo, I'm taking it back. Cause y'all making it whack, faking jacks, y'all from the slave, raiding the tax. Breaks, pause, we built the foundation, our innovations were groundbreaking. Y'all ain't wanna get down, now you around, hating, faking, with the lineage eating, now the ground shaking. Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say, Someone say, FBA, we don't run away. We stay, we slay, we pray, we say,
roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation.
First of all, why do you believe the white man's history so much? I went to boarding school in Cameroon, and I learned that one of the tactics that they used to get Africans in the slaves in the ships, they stole them literally. They
you have the women of Dahomey. They were doing, I think it was 75% of slaves that came through the transatlantic slave trade came straight through there.
What are your sources? Where is this from?
Google.
Zora Neale Hurston is one of the greatest.
I have never heard that in my
life. Okay.
We have same experience. They were our brothers that were kidnapped. We did not sell our brothers. We never sold them to anybody. We were kidnapped, and they were lied to. Their descendants were lied to that they were sold. No, there was no money there. We did not exchange them for anything. So they were kidnapped, brought to America.
Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't. We're not from the motherland. We're from America. So I'd rather say I'm a black American. So I consider myself a black American. I don't consider myself African American. And shout that. Because Africans don't even fuck with us.
Wow.
Because they don't.
Yeah, man. That's either true or false. You dig? I don't recall ever being invited to anything that was ran by Africans, and I'm in New Jersey. Okay. Most of my adulthood been in Jersey, and I can't name one time I've ever been invited to anything African. But I've been invited to a lot of Caribbean things. I ain't and a lot of Latino things. I ain't never and a lot of white things. I ain't never in my life ever been invited into an all African thing from an African. Never. So Cameron was on point. Had a bill earlier, had a 1 hour live earlier with a sister, FBA, she was a former Pan-Africanist. I don't know if she still is today. She's FBA. I don't know. I think she hold on to a little bit, but she's like a W. Du Bois where she pushes FBA above Pan-Africanism. You dig? But it was a great build. Great build. If y'all didn't catch it, y'all need to go back and watch it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to re-air it. Probably, who knows, maybe tomorrow. Re-air it for those who missed it. Re-air in the morning. You feel me? But it was a great build. It was very genuine. I didn't screen her. I didn't vet her. I didn't assess her. You dig? It was a straight up real discussion in real time. You feel me? We didn't know anything about each other. You know how I do. I like to contact people in the comment section and invite them more. Normally it's tethers and haters. But I said, you know what, let me invite a sister who is FBA, but she kind of like a Pan-Africanist. I said, let's talk about Pan-Africanism. She didn't have a long time, but an hour is good enough. But if I missed that, y'all might want to go check that build. It was the only live I did today besides this one. We got Bro in the building. We got Charles Green, Golden Brown. We got Pinky Wells. Pinky, I played that video earlier of the white guy. He was like, yeah, man, Foundation of Black Americans and Foundation of White Americans, man, they getting tired of these damn immigrants, illegal immigrants destroying the country. And he ain't never lie. See, and here's the problem with the diaspora. Here's the problem with Africa. Too much loud hate coming from there. So you got some white folks like, all right, well, shit, y'all don't want to align with them. We will. You dig? And that's gonna be y'all fault. Y'all had a chance, and y'all blowing it. Now we got some riders that's African. We got some riders from the Caribbean, no doubt. But the haters, the ones who are undermining us, is like overwhelmingly more louder, more influential, more powerful in seats of power. So it is what it is. Like they became the voice of the island. They became the voice of the continent as a result. You feel me? Um, so let me go into this. Now I didn't know. So I played a video of a young sister who really went into the Black American heritage flag, and she really did very well. Okay. She pointed out some stuff I never knew. Matter of fact, she interviewed the daughter of one of the founders of the Black American Heritage Flags, Marvin Charles. Okay, so she interviewed the daughter, and I'm just going to show this right here. I didn't know this. Hold on. Right here. I did not know this.
Other tributes to the flag include the former 2021 Miss Wisconsin, Kira Yuang, who
Miss Wisconsin, Foundation Black American Sister, her dress was the Black American Heritage flag. I ain't gonna lie, I never knew this. When I played this earlier, I'm like, wow, I had to fact check this to make sure it was legitimate. That brought like a tear to my eye. Like, wow, like some of us really. If she's trying to compete for Miss America, and look what she did. She dared to risk everything by promoting the Black American Heritage flag. So some of us is all in, and we don't give a damn, whatever. And you can see I'm all in. I'm twice a day, every day, as much as possible. And some days I'll be sleepy as hell, and I still force it. But this was beautiful right here.
who won Miss United States of America 2022, as she dazzled judges with this gown for the patriotic wear category of the competition. I was doing a little digging on the
That's her again.
Instagram.
Look, that's her again with the Foundation Black American Heritage flag on her shirt. As a little girl, man, she represented British, all these other countries, and she got her Black American Heritage flag. This is fly.
I saw a picture of what looks to be your daughter or Mr. Charles's granddaughter wearing
Same
a
thing.
shirt.
My daughter.
Yes. Can you tell me a
Yes.
little about that?
Okay, so my daughter, I think she was a
This is
first
the
grader
daughter.
at that point, and at her school they had an event where they honored or they wanted to recognize everybody's different cultures. And so of
Spiritual
course, because of
vibrations,
my
moon
father,
duck, Maximus.
I said, Justine, that's my daughter's name, you should wear, grandpa's flag. So he drew the flag on a shirt and he painted it for her, and that's what she wore back in 1996, I think it was.
That's fly, yo. That's fly. I love that flag. When I first seen it, I was like, yo, I like this flag right here. Okay, so I'm gonna show a larger image of Miss Wisconsin. Did she go on and say she won Miss America? But I'm gonna show a larger picture of Miss Wisconsin. You can see how beautiful she is and how the flag looks so. Look at this. That's crazy. Yes, I know the judge is like, what the hell is that? Yeah, that is a beautiful outfit. That flag is fly. I ain't gonna cap. Bacon Boy 3, peace to you. Ricardo says, salute, we won with the lineage. And he said, B1 on code. Facts. B1, we won. But yeah, this right here, this outfit, dress, whatever this is called, this is fly. You dig? Don't forget, this was a huge risk right here. You can say sacrifice. She's trying to win. She's Miss Wisconsin. She's trying to win Miss America, and she boldly went out there with the Black American Heritage flag. This was fly. That means that she really knew. You know what I mean? She's really for her lineage. Donnie Peace. That flag is fly. And she put it on this stage right here. It's fly. Okay, so let's move on. I might make that my next thumbnail. This right here. This might be my thumbnail tomorrow morning. So now I'm gonna play a discussion between myself and African Dream, African Tether Dream, and Revenue on the same topic. I made it real short. It's very informational. Some of it will be in a PDF. And I might have found a way to do the PDF where it'll format correctly. I just been really, really busy, really, really grinding, really, really researching a lot. You feel me? Really, really researching a lot all day. Went to the park today, played basketball with the youth, Latinos, bunch of Latinos. Matter of fact, everybody, I was the only black guy, everybody Latinos. High schoolers, like 16, 17, 18. I wasn't expecting to play basketball. I had like shoes, dress pants, and a polo shirt. And I guess they wanted to like play. They said, "Hey, you want to play 4-on-4? You make the eighth person." I'm like, "Okay." but I was already shooting around anyway because my son was playing with little kids out there. But as I went down to their court, I let them know. I said, "Hey, man, I know I'm in shoes and a dress pants." I said, "Yo, do not take me lightly." I said, "I'm probably the best out here," and so I'm like very competitive, and I want them to know like, hey, guard me the best you can because you're gonna look at I'm older. You're gonna look at the clothes. Y'all watch Above the Rim. Remember Shep? He came out with his work clothes. He cooked everybody. That was pretty much me. And yeah, I damn near I was a chef from Above the Rim. I cooked them, blew them out, and I was like, I told y'all, man, like don't do that. But so I had fun with the youth. Okay. So now let me go into the video. This I did was ingenious. It looks like it was a long skirt. Yeah, it's very beautiful. Very beautiful flag, man. And that's why I've been like showing it. I feel like this is something that we can fly right under the American flag, like out of respect for the country. So when you go into like like in Jersey, they have like they have cities populated with Indians, and they have their flags there, you know, out there flying, but they have the American flag flying higher, right? And that's respect. So I feel like we could do the same thing in our, cities where we dominate, had a damn Black American heritage flag flying. Let Marvin Charles, you know what I mean, name ring. Had that thing flying under the national flag. I think that's fly. I think that's fly. All right. Okay. Yeah, nah, I definitely cooked them in like with dress shoes and pants. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't got no chance in hell if I come out here with some sneakers and shorts. I mean, like, it was easy for me out there. Um, okay, so let's move on to the conversation. It's very educational. I shortened it because it was actually two separate days. I believe Wednesday I had that conversation with African Tether Dream, and then that Thursday, yesterday, I believe, um, or I might have had it wrong, but Revenue called in the next day though. And like they're both on the same channel and they should have coordinated with each other. They should have communicated. And but I got them both. I got two birds with one stone. I got two tethers with one stone. Mm, all right. Yeah, nah, this ain't Photoshop. This is not Photoshop. This is you can see right here. This shit tied to her belt. And like you could tie look, I'm gonna type it in. So you know it's not Photoshop. So we all know it's not Photoshop. See? I wanna get off images. Look, look. So you know they if it says it here, it's not it ain't with Photoshop. Look. The Miss Wisconsin reference likely relates to Karen Yearwing, the 2021 Miss Wisconsin winner, who gained national attention for wearing a dress designed after the Black American heritage flag to the United States of America Miss Pageant in 2022. The Black American heritage flag itself was designed in 1967 by Melvin Charles and Gleason T. Jackson to symbolize the pride, pain, and achievements of Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, featuring a gold wreath, a blunted sword, and the colors red and black to represent the bloodshed for freedom, pride, and heritage and intellect. So this is Google AI overview. This is not Photoshop. This is the real deal. It's the real deal. All right. Real deal. So back to it. Very, 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 very beautiful. Beautiful flag. Okay, so now for you, I'm only one to respond to what you read to me. So from what you read, I'm either wrong or right. So from what you read, You said, are you saying that the Haitians, before they were Haitians, they called themselves Les Noirs, right?
Yes.
And that was they said that as a cultural ethnic identifier. Like so that was what they called themselves before they called themselves Haitian, right?
Yes, that's what they
Okay.
referred to their people.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's all. All right. I'm gonna make sure when I press enter, this is what you're saying. All right, cool. Did Haitians call themselves Haitian before Les Noirs? No, not initially. So you're already starting off backwards. It says timeline. Before 1804, pre-independence, the population was divided mostly by status. Enslaved Africans, Bosseles, free people of color, and whites. Colonial caste, mulattoes, Afriquis, and Noirs. Okay, watch this. Hey, my boy, you're out of here. No national identity existed yet. Only colonial labels from the French. It was the French that called them that. Okay, now look, let's go further. The Haitians called themselves Haitians before Les Noirs. No, not initially. Timeline 1804, pre independence. The population was divided. I already read all that. No need to go back. Okay, so during the Haitian Revolution, 1791, 1804, Toussaint Louverture and others sometimes refer to themselves to their race as Les Noirs, the blacks, but this was a military political label distinguishing them from whites and mulatto elites. Not yet a national or ethnic identity. It was strategic and temporary. Okay, our blackness in America is permanent. We called ourselves black since we made it up, and we never left it. Okay, so 18. Now watch this. 1804 onward, Jean Jacques Dessalines declared the new nation of Haiti and stated, "We are all Haitians, nigga. You're done. You're done." At this point, Haitians replaced racial labels like Noir or mulatto as the new national identity. So by 1805, Haitians were calling themselves Haitian, not just black or Les Noirs. Let's keep going. Was Les Noirs an ethnonym like black in 1960s America? Not quite. Here's why. Les Noirs in revolutionary Haiti was a label of racial resistance. It was an action. It was a verb used in contrast to whites and mulattoes, less blancs, less mulattoes, whatever. But it wasn't a standalone. Look, family, this is the research. But it wasn't a standalone cultural or ethnic identity like how black evolved in the U.S. So they press stop, get the fuck out of here. In contrast, black in the 1960s, America became a permanent cultural identity, not just a temporary racial political label, deeply tied to civil rights, art, fashion, music. Black is beautiful, Pan-African political theory, FBA ethnogenesis. Black in America became a chosen identity out of pride and resilience. Les Noirs in Haiti was a reactionary term against French colonial racism. So we're comparing a noun to a goddamn verb. So did anyone else in the diaspora use black like Black American? The short answer is no, not until after Black Americans did. Yeah, this dude is just done left and right. Now let him come back on and tether babble. Here's ChatGPT responding to my question. It says, "You're absolutely right to raise this question, and your observation, unbiased Ron, is largely accurate. Black Americans are the first and only group to historically adopt black as a standalone ethnonym." You
right? They're not using it the way y'all use it, the way you as an FBA use it. They're using it the way Dessalines used it before you used it. Did Dessalines and them use the same type of ethnonym that y'all use? Probably not.
They're not using it the way y'all use it, the way you as an FBA uses it. They're using it the way Dessalines used it before you used it. Did Dessalines and them use the same type of ethnonym that y'all use? Probably not.
I'm saying as a proper noun, my boy, you're running from that. Okay, because I'm going to look it up. Forget about us talking back and forth. I'm saying as a proper noun as an ethnonym. Did you guys ever look at black like we did? Okay, unmute yourself and speak to that. Don't dance around that. Speak specifically to that. Now, nothing.
But what I'm going to just read something about, because I mentioned before that that Haiti in the 19th century, in the 1800s, referred to themselves as blacks, les noirs. Now, this is an ethnonym, and the reason we can say this is an ethnonym, because the definition of an ethnonym, if I could just read the definition of what an ethnonym is, it says an ethnonym is the name applied to a specific ethnic group or people. So if you call, and the Haitians were referring to their people as the blacks, les noirs, and so because of that, it can be seen as an ethnonym. So I don't understand why that's not an example. If the Haitians were referring to their people as les noirs, and Dessalines even did it, I don't understand why it's not an ethnonym. So I think Haitians definitely were referring to themselves as blacks before, as an ethnonym, before Black Americans.
Okay, so ChatGPT recognizes weak argument as a Pan-Africanist argument. All right, you must be on Baba Small's website. Anyway, it says this Pan-Africanist argument attempts to equate the use of the term les noirs by Haitians during the Haitian Revolution to Black Americans' modern usage of black as a standalone ethnonym and endonym. However, while there is some surface level similarity, a deeper analysis exposes critical distinctions in context, intent, and function. That's why I asked these guys, are you saying they use it the same way we use it? I'm saying the word black, not as a descriptive adjective, but as a proper noun. Okay, end of them. All right, definition you need to know: ethnonym, a name for an ethnic group used by themselves, endonym, or by outsiders, exonym. Endonym, a name a group gives to itself, black and black power. That's what we do. Exonym, a name a group is called by others, Negro, black, given by white, Caucasus, or even les noirs. There we go, les noirs, French for the black, used in revolutionary Haiti, mostly in political rhetoric. Right? So, the core difference, Haitian political label versus Black American ethnic identity. Well, first of all, there shouldn't be a core difference because he's arguing that they use this term, les noirs, as an ethnonym, endonym, no different than how we use black. Les noirs, Haitians, les noirs as a revolutionary banner. The term les noirs was not originally a self-determined ethnonym, but a political rallying term used by Haitian revolutionary in contrast to les blancs, the whites, and les vins de couleur, free people of mixed race. It emerged in wartime under colonial racial hierarchy as a strategic unifier of enslaved Africans, not as a complete ethnic self-definition. Haitians already had a national identity in mind. They wanted to become Haitians, named after the indigenous Taino word and aint, meaning land of the mountains. The term Haitian fully replaced les noirs after independence. In short, les noirs was a transitional political identity, not an enduring ethnic self-concept. These guys gonna learn. Okay, so Black American, black as an ethnonym and endonym. Black Americans reclaimed the word black in the 1960s, specifically as a standalone identity, not tied to Africa nor to any country, but tied to our unique lineage, history, culture, and resistance. Unlike Haitians, Black Americans had no national identity to reclaim or rename. We created one through ethnogenesis from our enslaved status, shared experiences, e.g. Jim Crow, civil rights, redlining, etc., and collective struggle in the U.S., the Black Power movement, and writers like James Brown, I'm Black and I'm Proud, solidified Black as a full-blown proper noun, not as a descriptive color. The difference? He's saying that. Okay. It was proudly claimed as an endonym, making Black American identity unique and singular in the diaspora. Does that say plural? That says everybody does it. It says, or common, it says making the way we use Black in our history, in this country, the United States of America, the country we built. We made Black American identity unique and singular in the African diaspora. So now, ChatGPT is cooking you, my boy. Final word. Black Americans are the first. We are the first and only group in the African diaspora to use Black as a standalone ethno. I mean, I don't know why we keep going back to this. Not tied to geography or nation, but to shared history, culture, and political struggle. Les Moors was a temporary label in a very different historical context, and it cannot be equated to the modern self-determined identity of Black in the American experience. That sounds like ball games. Oh no, we're not moving from here, brother. We're staying right here. I'm setting up now. I'm cooking you walking. I'm setting up now. I got my laptop open now.
You didn't cook anything. You basically say you know more than ChatGPT. ChatGPT disagrees with you.
Yeah, you just read a descriptor. You're an idiot. You don't even know that.
Bro, you asked me to type in a certain question. I typed it in and ChatGPT say yes. Haitians use the term. It disagree with you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do what you can't do. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, so we had to trust you. We ain't got to trust me. All right. So I'm gonna do. What
then you can go to the Census Bureau next and find out the definition of Black. We don't need your anecdotal definition. We could just go to the experts.
That's not anecdotal because we're gonna read it together. Nothing anecdotal about that. What's so anecdotal about reading together? That sounds like...
we could read the Census Bureau definition or the Oxford Dictionary, and we don't need your anecdotal definition. We can just find out from the, the linguistics, the linguists or the experts on the matter.
Hey, see, and that's the difference between me and you.
Nah, you lied. You said Black Americans the only people to use Black as an identity, and then we showing different groups, and now you want to get to the nuance of things.
No, we're not.
To just end the debate, we could just go to the Census Bureau or the Oxford Dictionary.
We're not. So the Census Bureau says what?
What is the Census Bureau definition of Black?
Okay, so the Census Bureau defines Black as what?
Let's figure out what ChatGPT or the Census Bureau say.
No. It says you and you are right. Okay. It says this is a common point of confusion. I just shared my screen, so when you look this over, you can see it. It said this is a common point of confusion and conflation, and you're right to challenge it. It says let's break this all the way down, step by step, so you can respond clearly in debates, videos, or your podcast. It says claim the census defines Black as anyone with African ancestry, so it is not exclusive to Black Americans. It says yes, technically true, but misleading. You're done. Yeah, look, hey, family, he hopped off. Family, I unmuted him. He hopped off. Family, he hopped off. Okay, that's a cook session. Speaking of cook session, let me share this. Let me show the chat. Now, the chat usually debate each other, right? And I normally don't get involved in chat debates, but I noticed this right here. Shalom, Yashar Napash. Okay, so I'm minding my business. I see the chat going at it. I usually stay out of it. When FBA want to fight with each other, I don't pick sides. But I see this right here. What the hell is this fool saying? Now he's always been suspect, by the way. But again, I don't say nothing. I let people come in and go. He said, "Oh, you are recording me. This is a guy. Who the hell is recording him? Yeah, you fool. Did you know that I just said I'm playing a re this is a video, you fool. You see, this is a video. This is press play right here. I just said this is a this is something. These are two different days. I debated revenue and African tethered dream. Somehow, family, when people argue in the chat and I stay out of it, somehow one person, the loser, normally drags me into it and attack me directly. I'm like, yo, what the hell I gotta do with you debating in the chat and taking an L? What do I gotta do with that? Oh, you are recording me. This is the government channel. I'm out. All right, get out. Again, you're arguing with somebody in the chat. I don't recommend that. I recommend FBAs just settle their differences. But I'm not gonna get involved. But somehow folks involve me. And this happens all the time. Like, I mean, almost every time. I just mind my business. Like FBA, you got the right to argue with each other. I mean, again, some people believe we're a monolith, some don't. You got the right to argue with each other without, a fair one. That's a fade. That's a squabble. That's a 1v1. What the hell I gotta do with that? Yeah. So, okay, because I didn't. No. You was talking about me. That's why I took your wrench. I'm like, what the fuck going on? You said, let me see my screen again. This is me because I had to like look at this. You said, look what you said. This is directed towards me. Hold on. Shit. You said, "Oh, you are recording me. This is government channel. This is government channel." I don't recall Moonduck Maximus having a channel. So the only channel I recall Moonduck coming to is over here. So you said, "Oh, you are recording me. This is government channel. I'm out." That's me. You dig? So I'm like, what does your argument got to do with me? But so I'm like, all right, be out then. Like, we're gonna keep going. All right. So, okay. So let's keep going. Right. That don't stop nothing. So anyway, I wanted y'all to see that, you know, you won't get no rise out of me tonight. But I want y'all to see that black, we're taking it black. We're taking it back. We're repoing their black. So they got slick, right? And they use black as a race now. So now black is the race. All right. So they're like, okay, black is the race for everybody with African ancestry. And I'm like, all right, whatever. But even still, we're not defined by our race. So even then, even still, they're down. Okay, so but even still, if black is a race where we're like forced to accept that because it is what it is, even still, we're not defined by a race. We're defined still by our ethnonym. So let me go ahead and further share with an ethnonym with that beautiful background. All right, so let's go into an ethnonym. I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, here we go. So, family, an ethnonym is a name for an ethnic group used by themselves, endonym, or by outsiders. So, Nigge hard R, that's an ethnonym. Even though we didn't call ourselves that, somebody else did. And when we said the white man's a devil, that's an ethnonym. They didn't call themselves that. We call them that. And when we say cracker, that's an ethnonym. So, an ethnonym is a name that people are called, whether they call themselves that or somebody else did, and it's stuck, and they are recognized by that from certain groups. But then when you knock it all down and peel that onion back, you have endonym and exonym. So Nigger, hard er, that's an exonym, which still falls under. I hope it's not confusing. Nigger, or let's say Negro and colored. Those are exonyms that fall under the umbrella of ethnonym. When we say we're black or FB or ADOS, that is an endonym. So an exonym and endonym, they're both ethnonyms. The difference is one is what you call yourself, the other is what people call you, and they both stick. Like people around the world, when you say that, they know they think about you. You dig? Or if you say it, they think about you. So we successfully made ADOS and FBA ethnonyms under endonym. All right. So, but they were cooked. Les Noors is not a endonym. All right. This was a temporary placeholder for the term Haitian. That's not what black is for us. It was never temporary. It was never a placeholder. It is the final it was the final definition of who we are. Right. Uh Black defines us. It was no replacement holder. Nothing came after that. Nothing else superseded that. Jesse Jackson tried and failed. So he tried to make black a replacement holder, a nickname when he came over African American, but that didn't hit. We all ran from that. Anything with Africa, we was like, nah, cool. We good, we good. Okay. We knew better. We knew better. Okay, all right. From there. So when I say we're the only black people, we're the only black people. It don't matter if you like it or not. So now all of a sudden black is a race. It's a race. So you have race, you have your ethnonym or your nationality. So your nationality is your citizenship. So whatever country you have citizenship to, that is your nationality. All right. So we're American because we have citizenship here. All right. And that's our culture. We're Foundation Black Americans because um, all of that, combines. So Americans are culture, black defines us, and and when we use it, black is a proper noun. Okay, it's not a adjective. And that's what the video that I played back myself cooking on African Tether Dream and Revenue, and they both checked out. And going forward, they'll probably never talk about this ever again. And I was dying to get them on the call to talk about it. So they thought they had me down and out. But family, everybody can use ChatGPT, but everybody don't know how to use it correctly. Just like everybody play chess, but that don't mean you any good. So I already know that they're trying to manipulate the AI, and they're asking it vague questions where it lump everybody else in. So they'll ask it a vague question and it'll just say the diaspora, right? Because that's kind of what they ask. They'll say, for example, they'll say, who was dropped off after, let's say, Africans sold us to white people? Who was dropped off on islands in Americas? It's going to say the diaspora because you asked it a vague question. So you lumped everybody up. So it's going to say diaspora. It ain't going to say one person. It ain't going to say one country. It's so many countries, so many islands. So it's going to say Brazilian, Haitians, everybody. But you got to be very specific. They're not specific on purpose. I know that. So that's why I say, hey, share your screen. Let me see what question you asked them. So I can, better make it better. I can be more specific for you. Okay. But none of that is successful. Not successful. Braxton, the snake fiend, said, and Peckerwood, but the older black people say, yeah, Peckerwood, exactly. That's also an exonym that falls under the category of ethnonym. So what I do is I just share my research to you guys. You feel me? I don't take much credit. Black is a color. Black is a color when you use it as a descriptor, right? Black is an adjective, bro. All colors are adjectives. but that's a lowercase b though. Okay, but then you have proper nouns. So the only color that's also a proper noun as so the only color that's an adjective plus proper noun is probably white and black. That's it. And you have white for white Americans and you have black for black Americans. But I don't think there's another color um, that's a proper noun. But we made black a proper noun because of our constant, consistent usage of it. We only identify it as to a people, to relate to a people of the same ethnogenesis, of the same culture, same experiences. So by that, it became a proper noun. And now it's literally it's spelled with a capital B. There's no adjective that's spelled with a capital B. All right. All adjectives just lowercase. So, but this goes back to education. Like if people are familiar in their English class, they paid attention. You know, you only capitalize things that are proper nouns, like cities, states, names. You know, stuff like that. These are proper nouns. But this goes back to education. Like who remembers what they learned in grade school or English class? This is grammar class. This is easy. You would know what a proper noun is. Yeah. So we're the only people on Earth that made black a proper noun. It defined more than just a color because some of us is light as snow or Denzel Washington color, and there's Latinos, there's East Indians that's darker than us, but they're not black, right? So that lets you know. And I picked it up when I was young, like my early 20s. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I black? And this East Indian way darker than me, but he ain't black. So that's why it goes back to Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Carnell. When they put it all together, so ADOS, FBA, they didn't speak for us entirely. Like they just kind of put it together what we already thought. That's why it became so attractive. It was so easily accepted to accept. It was so easy to accept because we all thought of this shit. We just couldn't think of a acronym, how to put it together. And Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks did it, and Tariq came behind them and made it, you could say more tighter if you want. But yeah, man, American descendants of slaves, that eliminated a lot of people. And foundational, that word foundational eliminates whoever can try to squeeze through ADOS. That foundational word eliminates you. That foundational is a great filter. It's a great filter. It filters out all cosplayers, all tethers. Okay. Tethers never matter. No key. Songwriter says receptive. Exactly. More receptive. That's the word. It resonates. Right, right, right. Receptive. Uh-oh. Black, bro. I'm gonna time you up, man. He said black is not a color. True or false? All right. Wait, matter of fact, bro. All right. Okay. Yeah. I was about to say because you back and forth, up and down. And when I'm serious, I don't feel like playing. All right, yeah, because I can't read some of y'all. Some people are consistent where I can read you, but the up and down people I can't read. Consistency, consistent. We got to be consistent, right? It's not a joke. It's not a game. This is the lineage here. We're learning together. It's late for some of us. Some of us it's still early, depending on CST, uh, Pacific PST, whatever. But EST is late for us, and this is an educational moment. We're all learning together. I'm learning on the fly and I'm just sharing what I learned, but I'm making it easy with the word receptive. I'm making it easier to be receptive. Um, okay. So where we at? Where we at? Yeah. So if they want to play semantics, oh, I'm black. That's my race because it's used as that today. You can say, okay, fine. Your race is black, but your your cultural name ain't black. That don't define you. That just describe your color. That's all. And it's lowercase b. So I always say, so I say this. I say, yeah, you the little bees. We the big bees. You want to be black? You want that to be your race? Okay, you little bee. because that's just the adjective. We're the big B's. We're the proper noun blacks. So even in black, we're different. You're little B, we're big B. Yep, they've been hating on the payments. Yes, it's 9:53 over here. So you must be CST, Braxton. But I'm gonna try to collaborate with more FBAs that's like got their own channel. You know, just to compare notes. The sister, she was 51. Um, she was pretty receptive to alternative information that I provided because she felt like Garvey was something special, and I gently explained how no, the dude was basically an agent, and if he wasn't, he damn near was close to be one. I mean, you meet with the Klan, and when she mentioned Elijah Muhammad meeting with the Klan, I was like, yeah, hold on, where's my charger? So that was African Tethered Dream tried to use that with me. He tried to do a gotcha. Well, Elijah Muhammad met with the Klan too. He tried to gotcha me. I was like, bro, let me save you some time, bro. I already know Elijah Muhammad. And he didn't meet with the Klan, by the way. Elijah Muhammad didn't meet with the Klan. He wrote a letter to the Klan. Garvey actually met with the Klan. He was seeking finances. He wanted the Klan to fund thousands of Black Americans to be sent to Liberia or out of the country. Elijah Muhammad never said that shit. You dig? So even with that, you take a L. Even with that, they were totally different in why they reached out to the Klan. Now I don't think either reach out was necessary, but one was definitely worse than the other. If you want to compare, Elijah Muhammad didn't look for resources or funding, and he damn sure wasn't trying to send nobody to Liberia via the Klan. All right. The Holy FBA Codex TV, one piece to you, man. Yeah, so yesterday, I mean, I say yesterday. So my day went today. But today, beautiful love sister, I'm gonna try to get it back on here. I want her to actually call in when these tethers call in. And I'll just make sure we let the tethers talk. We don't wanna we gotta land our plane too, because some people be like going on and on and on and on. No, we want them to talk so we can make sense of the information. And also to show there's nothing they're gonna say. Like there's nothing they can say. There's nothing, and that's why we let them talk. Like I can't talk. That's why I let African Tether Dream. He come on here. I give him 5 minutes. Go, bro, uninterrupted. He's calling me names, and you got so much hate in your heart. Man, I'm cool. I didn't chime in. I didn't cut him off. I let him go all the way in on me. He called me clown, called me stupid. That don't bother me because at some point we got to get back to the information, and that's where I throw my shots with just correcting them, debunking them. So they can call names and stuff like that, and that's all good. But when I debunk them, that hurts more. Revenue hopped off. Oh man, the Census Bureau. How did they define black? It said anybody with African ancestry. This was a stupid tether. It's like, yeah, buddy, the Census Bureau black and was inclusive to everybody in America with African ancestry. It was never designed to be specific or all inclusive. I mean, all exclusive. It was all inclusive. So it considered the Caribbean, Africa, all that type of stuff. You're like, yeah, so okay. Oxford Dictionary, same thing. So he was like, yo, he said, let Chat GPT talk, let the expert talk. Okay, Chat GPT cooked him. He hung up. You're not gonna see revenue for a long while. And when he call in, believe me, I do. I'ma hold him to the Census Bureau black. And he's gonna concede like he always do when he debates me. African Tethered Dream is he's gonna call in about 3 months later because he wants me to forget about that. But they don't know me. They don't know me. It could be a year later, and I'm gonna remember that. Like, hey, African Tethered Dream, what about when you said Les Muir was identical to black? How we use it? I got him saying that, and then he conceded and said this. Let me tell you what he said. Hilarious. He conceded and said Haiti was a else in diaspora.
Probably not.
There you go.
Using it the way y'all use it, the way you as
Americans are the first and only group to historically adopt black as a standalone ethnonym. You
right?
piece of
They're
shit.
not using it the way y'all use it, the
Oh, now they're not using it the way we use it. But you just said they use it as an ethnonym like us. Now they're not.
way you as an FBA use it. They're using it the way Dessalines used it before you used it.
But you said they use it like us.
Did Dessalines and them use the same type of ethnonym that y'all use? Probably not.
Oh, now it's probably not after you get cooked. But before he got cooked, he said that they used it. He said they used less Noor exactly how we use it, and therefore we're not the first to say we're black as an ethnonym, capital B. They were, and now all of a sudden, yeah, maybe they didn't use it like you. Oh, then that's called an L, buddy. Cause that's my whole argument. I say we're the only blacks, and I say that I mean capital B, ethnonym, endonym, proud to be black, not an exonym, and ashamed to be black. Like everybody who was called black, uh, yeah, they were ashamed of it. That's why the first chance Dessalines had, he said, "Hey, we're not Les Noir, we're Haitian. So we're not proud to be black. We're Haitian. We're proud to be Haitian. Thank you." That supports my argument. We're the only black people who are proud to be black and use it as a distinctive ethnonym. We named it ourselves. Well, white folks call everybody black, but in a disparaging, slur type of way. When white folks called us black, it wasn't good. It was disrespectful. So we took that and we add a connotative definition to it. We had a second definition to it, and we said, you know what, we're gonna take this word for ourselves, and we're gonna make it something great and exclusive. And lo and behold, we're foundational Black Americans, and black is seen as something beautiful and respectful today. The first, they call Obama the first black president. You see, not the first African president, which he was, but you see how they was trying to call him black. Anyway, yep. Oregon, bro said, get him. He slammed the phone back on his kitchen wall and slid down crying. Yo, they be trying so hard. It doesn't work. Braxton, the snake fiend, said, I'll put you on to this, sir. There's a channel called Make Africa Great. They mess with FBAs in a good way. They're not on any anti-FBA hate vibe. I could, yeah, send a link because I want them to come on. See, the only way, like Tiger comes over, Tiger Crane Shakir, he's Jamaican. He's definitely a friend of the family. He's a rider. I think African Goddess. I think she got some respect for us too. So I just want to confirm that for myself. Like, let's see. Let's see. I got the questions for them. How you feel about, well, if they African, I don't think they're gonna big up Garvey, but let's see. Let's see. If they're African, let's see what they say about the slave trade. When I ask them about, about that, like who sold us, who, or their language, who stole us, kidnapped us, what language they use. Yeah, I gotta ask those questions before I say a non-FBA African person is a rider. Like they gotta first admit the obvious. Like, no, y'all Africa sold us. If they start saying, nah, the white man came and stole you, that's gonna be a problem. Yeah, so but they definitely gotta come on because everybody likes to talk about us, but they don't like to talk to us. So if they're riders, they gotta pull up. They gotta talk to us. because we are going to go over some history. Yeah, so Obama wasn't black at all. I already proved at the time he was running for president, FBAs were in 2007 saying he's not black, in 2004 saying he's not black. We say he's Kenyan. Even white folks are saying he's not black. Because, like, listen, one thing about white Americans, they racist as shit, but they tell on themselves all the time in their books, on the internet. Let them talk long enough, and they'll tell on themselves. They'll document truth that hurts them. It's like, yeah, I love when they do that, but they're not gonna lie about who we are. You know, uh, they well, just by Ann Coulter, she foundational black. Like we got we got the conservative party sitting there and saying foundational black Americans. We got the president of the United States saying, "You built this country." Like these guys are repeating our talking points, and I know Tether. That's why I keep playing it in my intros because Tether's like, "Fuck, damn." The damn president said it. Shit. Willie Boney said it must be exhausting for lying tethers to be that hateful. So be it. Keep it moving. Right, man. Um, I'm not sure. He said, okay, you got the link. Okay, cool. Let me click that link. Because I'll play some of their videos. You know, I'm not a hater. I'll play the videos. Like, I'll play the videos of the riders. I do it all the time. So I see they got videos of Ibrahim Traore. See, we got to talk about that because too many people too many people over exaggerate with him and misrepresent him. I'm not saying they do, but I need to have that conversation with them because somebody was in the chat talking about the Sahel Alliance, and they said something about ECOWAS, and I was like, bro, I don't think you know anything about that. I think you just typed that in there to sound smart, and I put the link out there. I was like, yeah, click that link, and let's talk about the Sahel Alliance and ECOWAS and African Union. I said a lot of people be pump faking, and I know a little bit about Africa. Just because I cook them don't mean I don't learn what's going on in Africa. I know about ECOWAS, I know about the Sahel Alliance, and I know a little bit about the African Union. So I'm like, yeah, you're trying to sound smart, like you know something. I don't think you do. I put that phone number and link out there, like, yo, click that link. I bet you don't know I bet you don't know the difference between the Sahel Alliance and the ECOWAS. I bet you don't. Because it's research, it takes a lot of work, effort, and sacrifice. Everybody can't do that. So I call everybody bluff. But yeah, so I would love to talk to these dudes. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skim through some of their videos and see what they're talking about. And try to, how I do, invite them more. Somebody, yeah, and the thing I love when you guys comment on videos that was already live and you come back and comment and give me love, whatever. Like that is so refreshing. That is so inspirational. When you just comment on the video, like, yo, man, good job, or keep it going, that type of stuff. So somebody just now said this. Let me show you what I mean. This was the video earlier. So we got USA of FBA show 17 minutes ago. She said, yo, this intro is hard. On repeat, FB all day. Read more. I love my people. See, I love those comments. Still tripping 6100 says replay gang. The Kindred 1423 intro song name. So I just said, hey, the name is just FB Anthem. But like I love reading those comments when I'm just chilling and I'm maybe watching a video. Right now I'm watching so he interviewed, everybody know Vlad is Snake, but he interviewed a white guy who was an FBI agent, he's ex now, ex FBI agent, who infiltrated like a whole bunch of white supremacists, like online internet organizations. So when people say online, it's internet, what does that mean? Because those quote unquote internet organizations or white supremacist internet organizations, they had murder for hire plots on there that the FBI had to stop and lock people up. Yeah, so you can say internet all you want. People from the internet do real things. Yeah, so and I don't get offended when they say FBS internet, whatever you want to call us. And but I know one thing, we are using the internet to galvanize. You know, when you see people in the chat, those are real people. Those ain't bots. I got real people in the chat. Yes, I'm gonna skim through the videos, make sure, you know what I mean, see what's going on. Um, I barely got any comments. I would like to read comments. Yeah, I love reading comments. I love like watching the videos that hate on us. I like to read their comments to see like where they at. Is everybody hating on us, or we got some riders out there, and vice versa. When I watch an FBA channel, I like to go to their comments to see how much support is in there, because that's one thing like we got to work on. We got to work on supporting these channels that's like out there signal boosting the message. You dig? Pushing and pushing and pushing and sacrificing. Like so much stuff we could be doing, so much stuff, but we are dedicating most of our time to signal boosting the message and cooking on tethers, debunking, debunking white supremacists, all their weak arguments, the Jared Tellers, the Ben Shapiro's, like all these guys, their rhetoric get lost past in our disfavor. So you have stuff like black folks make up 13% of the population, but we're responsible 50 to 60% of all murders in America. Some dumbass stat like that. And that tether, Antonio Daniels said that's true. So you got a blatant white supremacist lie that foundation black Americans make up 13% of the population, but we're responsible for 60% of all of the murders. That just sounds stupid. And that tether, Anthony Anton Daniels, he sat there and said it was true. I'm like, what, dude? You got Google AI. Like, why would you just lie? Like, and y'all want to talk about agents? That you don't think that's an agent? A black guy who would just lie and repeat a stat or confirm a stat from a white supremacist like or a dead one, Charlie Kirk. That shit crazy. But like, what's his agenda? And somebody said that somebody said Anton Daniels really ever got smoked for white supremacists like bullshit. Like I said, like again, the Charlie Kirks, the Ben Shapiro's, the Candace Owens, he really say nothing about them. And I'm telling you, it's because I listen. If I was to pick through one of his videos, I could almost guarantee you he is a coon conservative. I almost can guarantee you he's a coon conservative. Like he's a bootstrap guy. 'Cause remember, he had smoked for FBAs, and I had called him out on one of my videos. It did pretty good with numbers and everything. People were rocking with it. But he tried to say like we deserve nothing and we don't deserve reparations. He said some real coon shit. But that is the conservative talking point. Now he won't flat out say didn't he appear on like Fox or whatever? Like the dude is telling you out more ways than one. Like he's a coon conservative, but somehow we still support the guy and make him filthy rich. Hampton says Tethers and Coons, Zaddy gonna be upset. Y'all gonna be Yo, we need a good ice sweep in New Jersey. Preferably central New Jersey, but we need a good ice sweep. Like these folks are really comfortable in their criminal behavior. That's another thing. Why do conservatives like aren't they supposed to be against illegal immigrants? Why is all of this smoke for FBAs? Like most of their talking points is like divided between FBAs, Jews, and gays. Like you notice like they never really say anything about the Charlie Kirks, the Ben Shapiro's, these guys, they really ever say anything about illegal, undocumented, criminal immigrants. Like, I peeped that. Like, yeah, a lot of their rhetoric is the FBAs and nothing about illegal criminal immigrants. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do some digger deep in there. So I said it back. I'm gonna do some deeper digging there. See, like, what is the connection with these super? But you know what? They probably don't say nothing because they recruit them. Like a Nick Fuentes, he's not white. Like he's a Latino. Zimmerman ain't white. He's a Latino. Now you could say white Latino, but he's still Latino. Like he wouldn't pass the the test. The white folks were doing some real tests to see who is pure white. Yeah, like those guys wouldn't be in there. Mhm. And that's what the FBI. I look, Vlad is a piece of shit, but I would love for you guys to go watch those clips of that ex FBI agent because he's really giving some game on his experiences infiltrating those white supremacist groups. Because a lot of them we don't like. He talked about Tariq talked about 4chan, the FBI agent talked about 4chan. He talked about the Boogaloo Boys. So there's a lot of orgs we hear about and we hear rumors about, but he confirmed them. He confirmed them. These are dangerous white supremacist groups. And what you want to know, family, you want to know about the cells. They got something called cells, and they are accelerationists. So what the Boogaloo's boy did, remember the Boogaloo's boys were caught stashing bricks during the BLM riots, and they were caught, put them there so we could throw them. That's called accelerators. They try to accelerate like the race war, so they do things to heighten it. When it's a black and white issue, they'll plant things or be around to like stir up more than what it should be because they're called us because the accelerators they don't believe there's a political solution to saving the white race. Like they believe it's a wrap. The white race is endangered species, and the only thing that must be done is a race war. So they call accelerators. So like they try to accelerate the race war. Some heavy, heavy, deep stuff, man. And the FBI been like tracking them, locking them up, stopping murder for hire plots, and yes, it's really check that out, family. Check that out because that's a good conversation. Vlad will probably flag me if I was to use those clips. So I'm just better off just talking about it. But if you guys would go watch it, it'll make better for conversation. And I believe some of you guys would even call in to talk about it. It's really deep. Like it's like, yo, these folks are really all they got on their mind is us. These white supremacists, these tethers, all they think about is FBAs. I told you guys, I said FBAs, all we think about is winning. But these white supremacists and tethers, they think about us. We think about winning, they think about us. I'm old, but goddamn, I do not take medicine. Bro said. Pinky Will said, race war. The whites are against the immigrants, not us. They are all over the internet saying they were waiting for us to. No, 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 no. Yes, those are different whites though. Like those are sensible whites. We're talking about the extremists. The extremists, according to the FBI agent, he said all they think about. Again, I'm talking about the extremists. You're talking about the sensible whites, the ones that work, like us, and they go to Wegmans or Trader Joe's, some type of whole food. You talking about them? Yeah, those folks are waiting on us. But you have the extremists, the alarmists, the accelerators, the cells who are trying to accelerate a race war, which we know is like is foolishness, but that's their weird doctrine, and they're very, very violent. So they would try to spark off some bullshit, shoot up a synagogue or a black church, and they think that's gonna do it. These weird, weird people. Yeah, check it out though. Check it out. I mean, like you watch one because it's like 12, 13, 14 clips. You watch one, I guarantee you're gonna watch all of them. Like, 'cause he really gives you like the inside edition of what happens in those crazy white supremacist organizations, and like they're like really dumb. And he said they're young, 1920, and they even talk about popping their dads. Like he said, they even talked about because their dad's like more liberal and on some more shit. Pinky Wells just said, waiting for us. They said the white supremacists had conversations about deleting their own parents because they not ever going to be on board. Now, don't be afraid of them. Like these are useless people who are small in numbers. They're very small in numbers, but they could do a lot of damage. But they ain't nothing to really worry yourself about. They're small in numbers. They're not a large nothing. But they're small, they're violent, and they are willing to crash out to be a martyr for their cause. Mm. Yeah, so Guillory said, Pinky Wells, the white Americans are divided. There is white moderate, white conservatives, and then you have the extremists, which is MAGA. Yeah, no, he's right. White folks are divided, and you got like Antifa. Antifa, Donald Trump called them a terrorist, domestic terrorist organization, but they usually beef with the white racist organizations. And Antifa, I forgot it stands for anti something, but it's a bunch of white radicals on the left that, and like their whole mission is to attack and try to squabble with the white supremacists. It's crazy, crazy, and like they really are violent towards white supremacists. They call Antifa. Look them up. Antifa. Yes, I learned a lot from all this, man. Interesting stuff. RA Chicago FBA said, "All right, I'm up for once. For your late show, they'll lose very bad black feather archer. Yeah. Like they're very violent. They will harm some people, but they're very small in numbers, and hopefully the FBI stay on their bumper and keep neutralizing them, locking them up before they even get started. But they are all over. And matter of fact, they said one of the leaders moved to Russia. He got a Russian wife and everything, and his leadership is from Russia. So Russia, in my opinion, has always been like when people say FBI agent and this agent, nah, that's all cat. Russia always been like doing some Cold War tactics. They support people who they believe that can cause chaos in America, and they are, in my opinion, they are really behind tethers. Like they're supporting the tethers. That's my opinion. Okay, let me drop the link for RA Chicago FBA. And then, conversation that we probably gonna end it and have a good one tomorrow morning. They go to link. Braxton, the snake fiend, said this goes to show white people has never gotten along in this country among themselves. The 2021 film, The Forever Purge, something. You know what? I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch the that show you just said. If I can find it tonight, I'll watch it tonight. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to change the name. Is this
Cool.
RA Chicago FBA?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, let me change your name first.
It's all good. All right, bet.
Okay, I got you, man.
All right, bet. So I was in the military for a long time, and I want to say this because part of my job, I can't say specifically what my job was, but I'm gonna tell you about Russia. Russia is going to do whatever it can to discredit and like literally degrade America and our standing in the world. And regardless of whether you are black, white, whatever, if you are an American and you don't see that for what it is, You got a problem. Now, facts being facts, yes. Facts is that Russia opened the vault and they dropped the knowledge that we all know. If you are an American, if you know your history, you already know there was Black Jesus and everything. And Russia was like being a gatekeeper to that knowledge, right? We are like anybody that's seen it when they drop that knowledge and they drop all the orthodox knowledge that they had, which kind of like basically killed the Jews of Israel and all that. And I don't want to get into that, but basically they, you know what I'm saying? They basically kicked in the door of Israel right then with that little bit of knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, like you need to learn Russia propaganda when you hear it. You know, anybody that's following Russia propaganda, you're gonna hear them start saying things like, you know, why are we against Russia? And, you know, making you think that freedom is not freedom and shit like that or whatever, which is basically what has already happened and already transpired. And I've been sitting here watching and listening to the difference in language among people that are American start to get into that propaganda. But I'm not gonna think for nobody. All I'm gonna tell you is to look up the history of Russia. Just look up their history. They sit up here and always look at they come by just like other countries that we know so well. They come in as a friend and tell you that they looking out for your best interests and stuff. And all I can tell you is to look at the history of their neighbors. Look at their history with everybody else. One thing America has not done, yes, we have a history of like trying to push politics in other people's countries.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why most of the people hate us right now.
Right.
Okay. But we ain't never, ever tried to be a colonizer of other nations or nothing like that. That's why people that sit up there and say that America colonized this or that, you a lie.
They flat out lying.
You know they are. Out of line. Totally 100%. The other thing I want to talk about is being from America and being a foundational American. A lot of us, and I mean, I don't know how I keep trying to hear for the entirety of your email because I wanted to like screenshot to you, you know, like when the other young lady put her ancestry up and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that mine would be very interesting in this whole conversation about
Yeah, I wanna
being
see
a
it.
foundational American. I don't know how to share it though. I'm not all tech savvy, you know.
What are you using right now to talk to me? Are you using your phone
I'm
or
on
your
my
laptop?
phone.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on
See, the
my
phone is
phone.
tricky. The phone is trickier to
Yeah.
share.
Yeah. So what I wanted to do, because like the thing that I really want to show you, and that's the most important about like there when you do the ancestry.com, they show you where your mother is from and they show you where your father is from. What I learned and I kept on bringing up and I keep bringing up when you have conversations about ancestry, there is something that is different about Black American ancestry that's indigenous to America. And you'll see it, especially when it comes to our father's ancestry. Like my father, his father, and his father, and not just his father, and my grandmother, um, they're all from the same they're from the same exact area, right?
Yeah.
Not only that, like my mother's father's people, right? So so I had, you know, you have two grandparents on this side and you have two grandparents on that
Yeah, other
side,
side.
right? Well, I have two grandparents on the American side and I have one grandparent from my mother's side on the American side. And my grandfather happened to fall in love with a lady from Trelawney. Jamaica.
Okay.
That's why I said in one of my comments the other day, I know more about Jamaica and I know more about the islands than that dude that you was playing the other day.
Okay. Yeah, I
Um,
think so. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that little young
Mm-hmm.
guy.
Yeah,
And
yeah, the little
he
weirdo
didn't know nothing about Saint Martin. Are you
at all.
serious? Like,
In his
bro,
own country. Yeah. He didn't know
don't know.
the Dutch
Like, I
and
know,
yeah.
yes, I know more about Jamaica and all of those islands over there than that boy knows. And I'm American.
Right.
But
That's
I
embarrassing.
have one grandparent on my mother's side, my mother's mother, my grandmother on my mother's side. They're from Jamaica. They're from a place called Trelawney, Jamaica, which is a free state.
Okay.
And all the black people from most, not all, but most of the black people from Trelawney are free. Nobody looks into why, you know, and they were automatically naturalized as Americans before America was America, though, and
Really?
nobody asked why either. You know, those people are they not American, they're English. They're English England people. They're
Okay.
English American, you
Right.
know, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know.
English.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I spent a lot more time with my Jamaican relatives than I did with my American relatives.
Mm-hmm.
But my father, he took me around my great grandmother. That lady was old, and she literally laid down the Indian history and how they got displaced from their place in Mississippi due to the 1832 secession agreement, some shit like that. And she told me that they are considered pre-Columbian Mississippian tribe Indians.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole we're not American or indigenous thing doesn't hold water. Now, that's why I want to be able to show my I want to
Your
show my
lineage.
DNA.
Your DNA.
I
Yeah,
want
I
to
think.
yeah, I want to show my
Yeah, the
lineage.
phone is trickier than
I
yeah, cause
know, like, dude, I don't be having it. But if you send me your email, I will send you I will give you access because I have no problem giving access to my ancestry DNA. But I want you to look at it so you can see. When it comes to my father's side of the family,
yeah.
you see this blue band that is all American. There are no, other outside, like on my mother's side, because of her Jamaican heritage, we have this introduction of African DNA into my heritage and who I became,
Yeah.
how I became who I am. But my dad's DNA shows this blue belt of America. It has no orange, no African anything or anything. And I don't I'm asking about this and I'm talking about it because I am curious to know if anybody else has this.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if they,
We gotta
you know what
look.
I mean?
Right.
Now I'm not discounting my Caucasian DNA and stuff like that. My family is, if you know Adams, you know the Adams that helped found the country, right?
Right, right. Yeah, John
All
Adams,
right, that's one, and I don't know if anybody know Perry. Those are my two family names.
okay.
That's the marriage of the names of Americans in my
Yeah.
family. All right. So even if I don't even if you want to take me back to slavery and the foundation of this country, Adams is the founder of this country. I'm still just,
Yeah, nah, yeah. Yeah,
you
that
feel
definitely goes
me?
back. Yeah.
And I
Washington,
don't,
all those
yes, and if you meet any Adams, we all look the same. I have not met an Adams that don't look like me.
really.
Yes, I've never met an Adams. I literally was at the liquor store the other day, bro, down the street. I'm in Chicago, fam. And a lot of my family, with the cessation movement, a lot of people moved to Illinois,
Mm.
Indiana, Tennessee. A few people moved to Kentucky and stuff. I got family over there, but they stay in these couple of states. You know what I'm saying? And I literally went to the liquor store, and in the car next to me, I'm walking out the door, and I'm saying bye to the you know how we black people move, bro. You know, but the security guard was like, "Hey, this is Adams too." The dude was like, "You are Adams?" And I looked him in his face, and he looked in my face, and literally simultaneously, "Yeah, you are Adams." Like, we look the same.
What about Stacey Adams?
I don't know. I mean, her nose is a little bit different than ours. We don't have that sharpness of the nose that she got. So I don't know. She could be like an Adams by marriage. It's there.
Oh, yeah,
You can look at my picture. Like, that is me. Okay. You can look at my profile pic. That is me. I'm just a lighter skin or whatever. I don't know. I feel like I'm dark skinned. I love my skin. I'm pretty.
So what European you got in there?
I have a lot of European DNA.
What's the most from one country?
6%.
That's it. 6%.
That's the highest. It's a lot of mix. You know, it's like 4s and 3s and 2s and
so 6%.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of it's a variation. That's why I said I wanted to share my ancestry DNA with you so you could look at it. But like,
that'd be interesting.
I'm literally like, if I add up all my African DNA, all that little small, even, you know, being real and trying to be honest and transparent. I added up all of the African country DNA I had, and then I added up all my European DNA. I'm literally like a 57-60% match. If I just being like trying to be unequivocal and like rounding it out, I'm like maybe 60% African if I look at all the African countries that make up my DNA, and I'm 40% European with the other 40% DNA. But then again, it's like, how do you count those countries as transitional?
You can't.
Exactly. I will say this.
That don't make any sense. Yeah.
Right. I will say this. I'm almost 30% Mali, because if you look at history and you look at the tribal kingdoms of Africa, Mali was a much bigger kingdom during a time where my DNA got spanned out. And it makes sense when you look at the world for that time, because everybody looks at the world as it's broken up now. They look at all these thousands of miles of space and everything, but nobody ever looks at the continental drift from Pangea. America and Africa used to be a whole lot closer together 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. I want to go back to 5,000 years ago when everybody says that society began again.
Yeah.
Nobody looks at this from a scientific perspective. They skip over that and they sit up here and like, oh, it's not possible for our continents to have coexisted or had any type of interrelation or communication, because they are all these millions of miles apart. But we're looking at millions of miles apart as of today. They're not looking back there's an actual continental drift clock that you can turn back to look at 5,000 years, 1,000 years, 2,000 years ago. And nobody uses that. Mali, the kingdom,
Yeah, so like that, you can put that in the chat. The links like that.
Oh, I'll do it as soon as because I don't look. I'm 43 and I'm gonna be honest, I am not a nerd like my husband. I am not tech savvy like that.
Yeah.
I am a truck driver. I am a this is okay. I drive trucks. Now you ask me to build some shit, I can do that for you.
Right.
And that's the other thing. That's the difference between us and everybody else in the world. That's why nobody thinks about this one thing about America. All these black people in America, we have created all of the innovations and creations for the last 200 years.
Right.
A majority of them were stolen or they were co-opted and everything like that. But
Or
all the
just destroyed.
creature, yeah, that's true too. But all the creature comforts that the world enjoys today, like the thermostat, having AC,
The AC
having a
car.
refrigerator, having a refrigerator as a construction, like I work in construction, I am a contractor before I became a truck driver. Like this is another thing, but that aside. The last 200 years of innovation and creation, except for the atom bomb, we don't create to destroy. We create to create comfort, right?
Well, the atom bomb goes two different ways. I'm supposed to study chemistry. You're talking about a chain reaction. So, but the atom bomb can
Yes, but it
it can
wasn't meant for. So
wait.
in
So
the
let me just say
in
this. Let me just say the atom bomb, that chemical reaction don't just produce bombs, it produce nuclear energy.
energy.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I do agree with that because that was a earlier science innovation that was created to create energy by this unknown black German chemist that is not even named to this day. So let's just put that aside. It's not that I don't know my history, but I don't want to be associated with destruction. I would rather us be related with the construction of things,
Yes.
right?
So that but that
It
part was
wasn't, it initially wasn't created to destroy. It was created as a
yeah
source of
for
energy.
energy, but what they
But
what they realized was the fission. Yeah,
Einstein,
but
let's be specific, okay?
mhm.
Einstein realized that it could be used as a source of destruction if it was multiplied into a bigger thing,
Yeah,
right?
but that was the whole EMC squared thing though.
Right.
When he
Yes,
realized,
exactly. But see,
yeah,
I don't want to say that because like that, like Einstein gave more to us in the matter of creation than destruction, right? I think that his idea and the idea with that unknown black German scientist um was for the creation of energy so that the world could, along the same lines as Tesla, make us energy independent,
yeah,
correct? Yes. Okay, let's keep it there. I think that's a better, because I don't think that Einstein was creating to destroy. That was not
no,
his goal. And a whole bunch of people, especially Oppenheimer, because even Oppenheimer sat up there and said that, oh my God, I have become the God of death. Did he not?
yes. So
All
so
right,
so what
cool.
happens is you had a formula, other folks took it and did something with,
Mhm.
like I said, with that fission and
Because they didn't look
yeah,
at they did not look at it at the time as a source of destruction. They looked at it as a source of power. And this is how this is literally the history of black, African, whatever, I don't care what type of way you look at it. There is always, regardless of what race, what color, what creed, if somebody becomes an idea for something, somebody is going to try to create power from it.
yeah,
And most of the time, it's white people. But if you go back throughout human history and you go back even through the Bible and stuff with the Hamites, the Hittites, the Shemites, whatever, people will always use whatever they can as a source of power. Even for the Jews of the fucking biblical times, God was a source of power for them to conquer and destroy.
yeah.
What I think is the difference Just like God used you, you can use God to destroy. You can always use God to build. We, as Black Americans, have used our innovations, every creation, to make life better. The cotton gin is proof of us using our innovations and our mindset to make life easier and better for the common man. The thermostat was to make life easier and better for the common man. The refrigerator was to make life easier and better for the common man. Don't it feel good to have your fucking water cold when you open your refrigerator up when you thirsty? Not drink warm water, right? And have jeans to wear to protect your skin when you up against the elements. These jeans that we wear and take for granted every day was created by slaves. I'm sorry, but like, you know, I think about life different. I refuse to be mad at anybody about us being where we are. No, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. As somebody whose family got moved off their land in the 1832 secession, which is in my family records, bro. That's why I like, man, dude, I need you to look at my ancestry DNA and all the records that go with it. Them Indians sitting up there sent me a letter. I gotta find it because, I don't pay attention to bullshit. When you got people sitting up there talking about register your family as Indian. It's telling me to register. It told me I need to register my family as Creek.
Really?
And then another letter I got about 3 months ago told me I need to register on the Muskogee. I don't even know what the Muskogee is. I need to register on the Muskogee website, my family members and shit.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what is Muskogee. I don't even know what that
I
is.
have no idea.
Me either. It's no, I do remember the heading. No joke. I do remember the heading. It was like a five tribe Indian nation of Mississippi or some bullshit like that. Some crap. Now, I did hear like I'm Indian and all that. Right, growing up. I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 1982.
Okay.
I was raised, I spent more time with my Jamaican, my mother's side of the family.
So
Not
you
with
eat
my
a lot of
father.
oxtail.
Huh? Yeah, man. Man, no, it's not that kangaroo fuckness.
You're not coming
No,
in
man.
next.
No, man.
You
No, man.
eating kangaroo tail.
No, man. No, man. No, we don't eat that. No. No. But I did spend I mean, that's all I had access to because my mother's father, real 100%, his whole family line. Him, it's so crazy, but like Louisiana and Mississippi is right there next door to each other, and you would think that the Perrys and the Adams would know each other, but they don't.
Right.
My grandmother didn't even have a last name till she got married to my grandfather.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I want to show you my ancestry, dude, because it's weird as hell. It's crazy. And then like the Adams, been the Adams and Freemans and Gillimores, and then her family, I don't know. They don't even have names, bro. And then my mother's family, like, yes, you could see where my great, I think my third or fourth generation grandfather bought his family. But they was all house niggas though. Like literally they was all house niggas. Like the reason my skin color is the way that it is because of my mother. I don't know. Like I might be wrong. She the one that got the Nigerian DNA. She got the majority of my Nigerian DNA, but I think that comes from my grandmother, her people being from Trelawney, Jamaica. And then it's like before Trelawney, Jamaica, it's like my family root off into Great Britain somewhere and back and all. It's just a whole bunch of crazy stuff when it comes to her side. My father family though, it's like all you see is this blue in America. There's no there's no blue over there in Africa for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was like, I never seen that before. Like, except for all of yeah, like bro, like I never seen that before. Like I looked at my sisters, both of my sisters' ancestry DNA, and one of my sisters that was the most closely related to me because I guess we got some intersecting family members or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of share some traits. But my father's DNA is in America. There is no DNA in Africa for him. It's like they went straight from Mali and Bengi, Ben, Benny, Bengi.
Benin, whatever that is, yeah.
Yeah, right next door to
Yeah,
Mali,
right there. I know
to
you're talking
America,
about. Yeah, I know
to
you're talking about. Yeah.
Mississippi. Yeah, to Mississippi. But it's so far down in the DNA chain. Like, like how they do the little bands and shit, and they go 1 to 12, 13, 14 century DNA or whatever, or generation. Yeah, it's all the way at the bottom, but it has lasted all the way up to the top to me. That's how strong it is in my DNA. And like I said, all Adams, every Adams person that I met, even the picture of the founder of the nation looks exactly like my family.
Really?
Yeah. Hygienes,
Busy.
bro.
He was busy with y'all.
Man, dude. No, like, I mean, hey, I don't know, but I love economics. That's been my motherfucking wheelhouse my whole life. My bachelor's, my associates is in management, business management and marketing. My bachelor's degree, I have a I have a bachelor's with a double minor, which is in computer information systems and technical management, and I have a master's in corporate finance.
Okay.
I love money. I love everything there is to do with money. And I can tell when like the economics in the market is not swinging the way that the invisible hand is supposed to. Like I love money. I don't love money in a way like, I'm not money hungry or anything, but I
I
watch
wouldn't care if he
the
was. Yeah, we need to be more
yeah,
money hungry. We can.
I'm not money hungry
Take
at
that stuff
all.
serious.
I do take that very serious. I knew that we were in a recession. Like I felt the first little inklings of a recession in 2020, but I started preparing for the recession back in last June.
Last when? You said last
I
June?
want to, yes, last June. We are in the depths of a recession and it's going to become an economic depression. And the reason, this is the other, like, let's not forget this. So I'm talking about my family heritage, blah, blah, blah. I don't have a platform to talk to people like you do. I want to teach people how to prepare and how to save. And I want to teach them economics and budgeting and stuff. I don't know how to do that on my own because, again, I am not tech savvy. I am not I just know how to do this because I was a single parent. I know people frown upon single parenthood today, but
Like who?
I it's a lot of people. Like,
Like who?
bullshit ain't about nothing. Anton Daniels and
Yeah, man.
Myron Gaines.
They tell us though. They conservative.
I'm not gonna
Conservative.
call them so like I'm gonna say this. I'm a Black American, right? I am not a Pan-Africanist. I know where I come from. I believe in where I come from. I know because I was born here. And
Yeah,
if
but
a
they're
motherfucker
not
told me,
Pan-Africanists either.
They are though.
No, you're not. They're conservatives.
They're not a conservative. You
Yes,
want to
they
know how
are.
I know they're not.
Yeah,
They're
I know they
not
are.
conservative. I am a conservative. I
Okay, and
believe in
what? No, but
a
you got your own.
conservative. So
No, no,
let
no.
me
Hold on. Hey,
yeah,
just
okay.
slow down.
All
Okay,
right.
so
Cause
they've already.
I feel some type of way about that.
All right, yeah,
That's
but you got to
not
understand.
conservatism.
Yeah, but you got
That's
to
not.
understand this. Listen, what I'm saying. Like there are already definitions. Like you got rightists, you got leftists, you got
Yeah, and
conservatives, you got
those all
liberals.
of those are those definitions are distorted. They are like
Yeah, but
whole
hold on.
whole cloth
But yeah,
redefinitions.
but hold on. But you
Hmm.
got millions of people that's standing behind those definitions, so they mean something.
No, it
Okay,
doesn't. It means that people are uneducated, uninformed, and
but it doesn't
following the
matter. No,
masses.
no,
It
no. What I'm
does
saying,
matter
no.
because,
What I'm
like,
saying is, what I'm saying is
okay,
this.
go for it.
I'm saying you got millions, like Charlie Kirk said,
Hmm. Yeah,
millions of people
that
behind
doesn't make
him.
them right.
No, no, it's not about right. That's not my
Mm-mm.
argument at all. I'm
Not at
saying
all.
that I'm saying people redefine stuff, just like how we redefine
Yes.
black,
So,
right? So,
we
so,
have to do. We need to correct the narrative.
yeah, but there's nothing correct
It
when
is.
people,
When it's wrong, right?
yeah, but there's no such thing as wrong if you as a
Yes, it
whole. See,
is. It's whole cloth. It's made up. It's there. Listen. So we grew up in the 80s. And this is let me explain what I mean. We grew up in the 80s. We heard these terms. And to be honest with you, these are redefined, yes, as you said, they are redefined terms. They are restructured, reworded to try to fucking fit today's narrative of what is society. But it's all because they are trying to redefine what is society. You have the 1% on one side and the 1% on the other side, which leaves 98% of America trying to understand what society is. You have 1%, I'm glad I'm talking to you because now I can run this idea with somebody that's smarter than me, right? You have 1% of America, the Republicans, that is thinking about 1% of America, which is lying in their pockets, the wealthy. So they going to make all the bills for the wealthiest percentage of America. And then you got the left, which started out, they got a head, they really had a redefinition and head start when JFK died, right? You got the 1% of America that caters to everybody else. That's what they used to do. And then they became the 1% that was catering to the 1% because they started losing the majority of America because they was a made up ass party anyway, which was the Democrats. They was doing everything in their power to replace the black vote because they've been bleeding the black vote for years and years and years. And a lot of people don't realize or know this. But they've been bleeding the Democrat vote since JFK died. They've been holding on, and the Democrat Party has been the party that has reinvented itself over and over and over and over again. They were literally the Republican Party as we know it today. Nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about how the Democrat Party tried to put on the faces of Black America and steal our rights and our fucking votes and shit. Nobody talks about how the 1% of the weirdos of America became the loudest voice of the Democrat Party, which is another extreme of an extreme. Nobody talks about that because then you'd have to admit the Democrat Party was a lie to begin with. They kept on sitting up here trying to redefine themselves and being, they like, oh, we're losing the vote, so let's include this person and this thought and this vote. And look at where we came. Look how extreme we done came to the left, where people is arguing over, is it okay for you to tell your child, your son, that he's a girl? We fighting over that shit now. That's not a black thing.
Well, it's spilling over, and it is definitely spilling over.
No, it
to a
is.
black
It's definitely, it is, but it's only because we are allowing it to be like, this is what civil rights is today. That's not civil rights. That's not what we fought for. That's not what we fight for. You don't realize, and a lot of black people ain't look up and looking around while you sitting up there being mad. Do you see black gay people out there fighting for boys to be girls and girls to be boys or anything like that? Think about this. Let's just stop and think back to the last protest you seen. Did you see black people of any kind out there voting for children to be sex changed? Anywhere.
I'm not sure.
Please. I've never seen it. I'm gonna be honest. I live in Chicago. I live in the most liberal city in America, next to California, bro. I ain't seen one black person out there voting for people to be able to change their children at all. Even Pride ain't been Pride, because I ain't even see, and like I said, Pride started right here in Chicago. I ain't seen the black people at Pride done dwindle down so much, because LGBT was LGBT. I used to be a part of the LGBT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you join that? Like, how is it possible to join?
Because, like, I can't speak for other people. You know, my trauma that I went through, and because I'm different, I'm unique, God made me this way. I am strong. I am tough. I'm not super feminine. I don't get my hair done like other girls. I'm not ultra feminine. I am naturally blessed by God. I don't need to go get big titties. I don't need an OnlyFans or anything like that. I don't need to be seen. I am not on Facebook. I am not an IG model or any of that stuff. I thought even before all this, God made me different. God made me stronger. God made me who I am to be able to have this conversation with you today. I have nothing against LGBT. Love them. They're all good people. They are not the people that they trying to put on the extreme left. Those people still living their lives. They looking at y'all, and I talk to these people, they looking at all these people, these extremists, they looking at these people like they done lost their motherfucking mind. I'm sorry, excuse my language, but literally, this is not what they was fighting for. They never needed to use the bathroom. They used the bathroom. They always use the bathroom. They not the ones that's out here, especially black people. Like, bro, y'all tripping. You know what I'm saying? All these people that sit up there talking about they fighting for our rights and all this and all that. Y'all not fighting for everybody's rights. You fighting for the rights of the 1% of weirdos out there among y'all. Because to them, y'all are, those people like that are fucking weirdos. They furries and like, spandex people. I don't know. I just heard the term. I don't know what that means.
What the hell is that?
I don't fucking know, but I think it's bad the way it was said. I don't know what spandex people are.
Yeah, I probably a bunch of men in spandex. I don't know what that.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know, but the way it was said, it just sounded really bad. I don't know. It was my auntie, and she said, Oh my God. She like my god auntie. She raised me, she helped raise me and stuff. My mom was an HIV counselor and she helped so many people. And because of her, I got to meet so many people and they are my aunts and aunties and they will always be loved and my aunts and aunties in the world, and they also helped to raise us, and they were the ones that explained to us about LGBT, what it meant and everything as children growing up. My mom counseled these people and she helped them through the most horrific times in their life. Okay.
You said HIV counselor?
Yes, that's what my
So
mom
so
did.
was it all men like LGBT?
No, it
Because it
was
could have been
not.
women.
It was not all men. It was men and women.
Now, how the hell women get HIV from each other?
I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
they
you
must have been
gotta,
sharing needles or something. Yeah.
you gotta add, no, it's not. It's not like that's a misconception of HIV. That's not how HIV was shared back in the 80s
Oh,
and
yes, it
90s.
was.
No, it was not.
Yes.
My stepfather, whom I love to this day, and he's the one that taught me construction and got me into the business and taught me everything that I initially learned about construction before I went to school. He got it from a blood transfusion. So I'm gonna tell you that
Oh
in
yeah,
the
you
80s,
you had that going on.
so you gonna tell it was
Yeah,
not
but
from
but how
needle.
many people? Yeah, but how many people in a
I have
country
no, I
in a
don't,
given year gets a
I'm
blood
gonna tell
transfusion?
you, in the 1980s, who's to know? You
Nah.
thinking about a time that
That,
is
well, but you
long.
well no, but you wouldn't know though because again,
None
like
of
you get a
us would,
blood
like,
transfusion. Yeah,
bro,
but
none of
you,
us
you gotta
would
be really sick
know.
or losing blood to need it.
Yeah, but none of us would know how many people transacted or got it through blood transfusions or
Oh,
any
yes, you
other
would.
way.
Yes, you
No,
would.
you wouldn't. You really, honest to
Oh, you
God,
would.
though,
Wait,
you
wait. Are
wouldn't
you talking
because
about? Are you talking about
before.
those? Hold on. Are you talking about those who got a blood transfusion? Are you saying like they don't know because they could have got it from sex or something else?
Right. You're trying to, like, before 1984, we don't really, as a country or as a globe for that matter, we don't know how much HIV AIDS was transmitted from person to person before 1984. It didn't
Why not?
even because they weren't testing, you know, they were not testing for HIV AIDS before 1984. They didn't even they didn't even understand that there was a problem until 1983. I want to say late 1982, 83. They didn't even know there was a problem until about that time that there was HIV AIDS. They didn't even know. So it's a
What's the
lot of
fastest way to
people.
spread it through sex or a blood transfusion?
Um, that is not equally it's equally transmissible. um I would say in today, are you talking
No,
about in
I'm saying
today's
I'm
term
saying
or
no no
back in
I'm saying
then?
man this could be in Jesus time. Like people gonna have like sex is something people have on a regular
Well, we
basis.
would never be
They're gonna
able
have.
to, we would not be able to quantify that
I don't know
in
about that.
Jesus time. No, the reason I'm going to say is because, like, how do I say it? We have an ability to quantify the amount of antibodies in a person's body now, right? It's a lot of people that would just live with the disease and not even know they had it back in Jesus' time. They just die early at a young age, right? No knowing what it was or whatever, because like HIV AIDS shows up in people's bodies different depending on their immune system and the strength of it, right? Yes, we do
Yeah.
agree on that. Okay, so in Jesus' time, they just died early from an unknown disease or something. I don't know. Like I can't even begin to quantify that. I would be remiss to even try to, because that would be unfair. I mean, when they had a plethora of diseases that plagued that whole time period, the I think the average mortality rate for people of that age was like 43 or something. Like people, you know what I mean? People died. I mean, that was old for their time, but like, I mean, compared to us, yeah,
But what
43 is
I was saying was around the
uh
80s,
uh
when like hospitals, they took
they didn't know. They didn't
uh,
test,
this is
and
what I'm
they
saying.
did not.
No, I'm
Okay.
not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm saying
Well,
hospitals knew. The hospital they kept records of who got a
uh-huh.
blood transfusion, who didn't.
Right.
Right. So there's an actual number for the
Yeah,
year,
I get what you're
who got
saying.
one. Right. So now
Yeah, but
they keep records.
that's
That's a fact. They
still
keep records.
but they don't keep what they don't keep records of is they did not test for HIV/AIDS at that time.
I know that,
So
but what I'm saying
them
is,
being able to go back
if you
and
only, no,
uh-huh,
it's not about going back. It's
uh-huh,
about if collectively if all the hospitals in the
okay.
country only
Mhm.
gave out 300 blood transfusions,
Yeah,
and
that would be
that means that potentially they couldn't have
yeah.
infected one of 300 people.
That would be
Sex, on the other
rough.
hand,
Uh-huh.
like that's every day. Every American damn near
Yeah,
have sex.
that's still that even looking at it from that perspective at that time, no, because at that time all hospitals were trauma hospitals because that was money, right? Um, they did not quantify the pints of blood or the amount of blood
It wouldn't
transfusion.
matter if it was
Somebody
infected.
Yeah, it wouldn't. And that's why that's not quantifiable at this time. That's
Uh,
why it's never been.
at that
They've
time, I thought it was.
it's not it wasn't it was actually more blood transfusions happen more often not back during that time than they do
I don't know
now.
about that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that it's like it's a more or less. I'm gonna say that um
Well, just ask the
the
chat. Just ask the chat. Anybody get a blood? If you got a blood transfusion, put number one in the
mhm,
chat. So we could just go with the chat.
yeah, that would be great.
I could do a poll.
Go ahead. Check it out. I'm on my phone, so like, look, let me do it on my. I'm gonna do it on my phone, and then I'll like, I don't know, can I put it like a chat thing? Um,
What's that?
what's the what's
Yeah, the
the?
poll. The poll. You could do the poll once I make it.
Hold on, we don't gotta do a poll. We can do like um, what's the quantifiable amount?
I'm gonna do a poll too. You could do both. We could choose one or both.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What's the quantifiable amount of blood transfusions, right? Transfusions in what, 1982? Want to start from the beginning when they started first saying it
Nah,
was an epidemic?
just saying that in the 80s.
Uh,
Just cover the whole
I
80s.
wanna, I like using like a specific amount of time because it does
Yeah,
help.
that's 10 years. It's 80 or
So
11 years, whatever. 80 to
1980 to
88
1990.
to 89. No 90s.
No, you don't want to use non-80s? So 1980 to
Just 80 to
1980
89.
to 89?
Mm-hmm.
All right. 1980 to 1989.
So I put in the chat. If anybody heard it, blood transfusion
All right.
in the 80s.
It says comprehensive statistics for blood transfusions during the 1980s are limited, but data for the United States indicates millions of units were transfused annually. International estimates suggest the global amount was much higher. The total number of units and types of transfusions varied throughout the decade due to growing concerns over HIV and the increasing use of blood components rather than whole blood. United States transfusion data. Total red blood cell and whole blood transfusions peaked in 1986 at 12.2 million units before declining to 11.6 million units in 1987 and continuing to fall in 1988. This decline is linked to rising fears over the HIV epidemic. Total plasma transfusions, these peaked in 1984 at 2.3 million units and decreased to 2.1 million units by 1987. I don't see what I said was wrong about that.
Yeah, okay. I want to know how many transfusions they gave out to
It
American
doesn't.
citizens.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So, how
yearly,
many? So
yearly
just ask
throughout the
that
80s. Yeah, yearly throughout the 80s.
American
Yeah, blood transfusions throughout the 80s,
citizens
yearly, annually.
received.
Yeah, because
Now,
like you only
I
get a
do
blood
want you to
transfusion
hold
if
this.
you're like
So
sick.
when I answer this question, I'm gonna tell you that it's gonna be distorted. You wanna know why?
It ain't gonna be distorted.
It's gonna be distorted. Do you wanna know
Yeah,
why?
you can tell me why, but I'm not gonna go with it.
The United States of America has the highest number of blood O donors in the entire world.
But when the research say that too, when you go to AI is
Yeah.
gonna
Oh
consider all
no,
that.
it's definitely. I'm hoping that AI considers all
Yeah.
that,
Well, no,
but
nobody's gonna gather more intel than AI. I
it
can guarantee
should
that.
because like this is one of the things that makes us unique throughout the world. Because black people, the ones that they, well, I'm not gonna go into that, but all right. But I hear what you saying, but okay, we'll go into that other thing. All right. Now, what you asked me was to find out what is
Year-to-year
the
basis. Year-to-year basis in the 80s.
number
How many blood transfusions given out on a
of
year-to-year basis in the 80s?
blood
I'm gonna
transfusions
say about 500. That's it. Yearly. I'm gonna take a guess. 500
fusions.
total blood
You
transfusion
said the
year to year.
number of blood transfusions
Year to year throughout the 80s were given out
of
to
U.S.
American citizens.
citizens
And not globally.
in the 19,
80s,
1980s
year to year. Not the whole
year
shebang.
to year were performed. What is the number of blood transfusions of U.S. citizens in the 1980s year to year were performed? That's what you asked.
Uh take out
No, it
take out
said U.S. citizens. You said U.S. citizens. Data for annual blood transfusions in the United States during the 1980s is fragmented, but statistics from a key study covering 1982 to 1988 offer the best yearly insight. The total number of transfusions for whole blood and red cell peaked in 1986, followed by a decline as a result of the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Units of whole blood and red cells transfused. 1980, estimated 10.6 million units. 1982, an estimated 12.2 million units, an increase of 15% from 1980. In 1984, the number of transfusions continued to grow, reaching approximately 12.1 million units. 1986, transfusions peaked at 12.2 million units. That means liters per, like, you only, as a human being, you can only donate, what, 2 units? I don't know if they increased it, but back in the day, in the 1980s, you were only allowed to get 2 units. 1984, the number of transfusions continued to grow, reaching approximately 12.1 million units. 1986, transfusions peaked at 12.2 million units. 1987, the number of transfusions declined by 500,000 to 11.6 million units. 1988, the decline continued, with whole blood and red cell transfusions diminishing by 0.8% from 1987, which means that from 11.6 million units, it went down to 10.2. Trends and context. Increase in peak in the early 1980s, transfusions rose, a trend that ended in 1986. Decline linked to AIDS. The overall decline in transfusions from 1986 onward is widely attributed to public concern over HIV/AIDS and improved safety measures, which led to a decrease in the collection of homologous donor blood. Rise of autologous donation, analogous donation. During this time, the use of autologous donations, where patients pre-deposit their own blood for surgery, increased sharply from under 30,000 units in 1982 to 397,000 units in 1987. Component-specific trends. While red cell transfusions declined after 1986, the use of platelets initially grew and then slowed, and plasma transfusions peaked in 1984 before also declining. So, I wasn't wrong. Now, let's ask a new question. Hold on. So, of those people, what percentage of the world's blood is type O? Oh, wait, not zero. Oh, question mark. Approximately half of the world's population has a type O blood group, with type O positive being the most common blood type worldwide, found in about 38% to 40% of people. Type O negative is less common, around 7% globally, but is the universal blood donor for all patients, especially in emergencies. Prevalence of type O blood. O positive, this is the most frequent blood type globally, with figures ranging from 36% to 40% of the population. O negative, while O negative blood is more common in some regions like the UK, it is less prevalent globally at around 6% to 7%. Importance of type O. This is just for us to have a general. O negative, as the universal blood donor, O negative blood can be given to a patient of any blood type, making it crucial for emergency situations, especially for newborns. O positive, this type can also be used in high demand situations like major traumas, where the patient's blood type is unknown because it's compatible with all positive blood types. Okay, we heard that, right? Everybody heard that? Yes? Yes? All right, cool.
Yep.
What percentage? Hold on. The next question is, what percentage of the USA, let's like the
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna give a percentage.
USA, I bet you'll do. What percentage of the USA blood type is type O? Approximately 45% of people in the United States have type O blood, including both plus O and plus minus, with O positive being the most common blood type. Specifically, percentages vary slightly between sources and donor populations, but type O blood is the most prevalent, followed by type A. Breakdown of type O blood. O positive, this is the most common blood type, accountable for about 37 to 39% of the US population. O negative, this is a much rarer blood type, present in about 6 to 7% of Americans. O negative is known as the universal donor for blood cell transfusion. Why is type O important? Universal O blood can be safely given to anybody in emergency, making it valuable. High demand due to its prevalence. O plus blood is frequently needed for transfusions. Hold on. All right. So you heard that, right? What percentage of USA Black Americans are blood type O?
How the hell we get on blood anyway?
Oh, because this is important. Approximately 45, now we know that approximately 45% of the people in America have 40, that's type O. Guess how many percent of America, of Black America, is type O?
32.
51. 51% of Black America is type O.
Okay.
Our blood, you hear about all the blood transfusions and everything. You hear about how they tried to fucking contaminate our blood and everything.
Oh shit. Who did they?
I don't know who them they is. I don't sit up there and
Shit,
because you know that's that globalist motherfucking crazy ass, weird ass motherfucking these people that don't exist but exist type people.
Spooky.
Yeah, you know, I don't do the spooky. I do the realistic shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get spooky. Like I stay real. I stay what's with quantifiable and I stay with, you know, I agree that there are like things beyond us. Like I don't disagree with that cuz like my husband makes a lot of sense when he be talking. Okay?
Things like what that's behind us. Things like what that's beyond.
You said we're not getting spooky, bro. So I'm not gonna get spooky. I'm not trying to spook you and shit. But as somebody, I mean, like, yeah, we was talking to each other, but we ain't trying to spook America. I don't know who listening to you. You know, I'm gonna say from somebody that spent my life in spookiness.
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that be trying to convert me
No, I don't try to convert nobody. All
Nah,
I
I'm not
tell
saying
you
not
to
even. I
do.
said my friend. I said my friends.
Oh,
My
okay.
friends be trying
Yeah.
keep me spooky
See, I
shit.
don't.
But all I do is ask back. See, I'm sometimes really very logical, very reasonable. So I just ask back the reasonable, logical questions, and a lot of times when I
I
see
would
it,
say if you want to be
hold on.
reason. Okay,
I'm
go
just
for it.
talking
Go
to the
ahead, fam.
chat
I'm sorry. I apologize.
because see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
People gotta know who I am. I'm a reader, so when people be like, "Hey, watch
100.
this video, read this," I actually do. And guess what? When I come back, it ain't shit like they said it was. So I'm like,
Oh no.
hey, and then now you know me. I'm like, hey, let's
See,
have a talk about that video that you
right.
recommended me.
I do send
I'm
you.
like, hold on, let me get it in. Can you get 99% of the conversation? I just want to say a couple things.
Oh yeah, for sure. 100.
This is what I do next with them.
Right.
When I watch the video, or read the article, whatever, I realized they never watched the video or read the article because there's no way they would have concluded that. So I said, okay, now I'm like, hey, let's talk about that video. I got some questions for you. And of course, they can't answer one because they never watched it. So
Yeah.
we call those
Yeah.
folks headline readers. They just read the title and they don't read the whole video is represented. A lot of times
I
they don't.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. But when I send you some shit, I'm trying to say something.
I would don't.
But I
might say
can't.
no. Yeah.
Like, no, but I'm trying to say something to you. Like me, for me, I can't say what I want to say without being canceled. And I ain't talking about canceled like just being canceled.
But don't say that.
This is the first time. Like, look at this. First time I'm putting my voice somewhere, but it's because I think that where we're going, I'll be okay. But I won't.
Think about you.
Exactly, but I'm thinking about everybody because that's what me being a real American is. Because I'm not just thinking about me. I'm not just thinking about me. And we not like everybody else. As Black Americans, we can talk to each other. We can disagree with each other and still be friends. We can still say, I don't like what you said yesterday, and we can still love each other and still move on because that's what makes us tight-knit and different from everybody else. We don't hate each other after a bad argument. We could have a fight at a family reunion and talk to each other the next fucking day like, bruh, you know, you was bogus. Like, we are different. We unite. And because of that, in that spirit, I've been saying in my, like everything I've been commenting on, I've been saying build up, credit up, save up, 2A up, stay safe, stay home, stay on code, be blessed in your rest. I've been saying it over and over and over and over again because there are some things that you just cannot say. Even as somebody that's not in the military no more because you still got family that's still doing their thing right now. You have to be smart about the things that you say. You have to be thoughtful in the way that you move. You have to but you want everybody to know who they are and be safe. Being safe is more than what I could even articulate. But I don't be talking out my ass. When I send you a video, when I send you something that somebody is saying is to make you aware, I'm not like everybody else. I don't give a fuck about these politics.
Yeah, but
like
you know what?
the truth of, tell me one video I
every
sent you that was like
everything.
negative or bad.
Nah. All I'm saying is that when people talk, they got it from a documented source. So it don't matter what you say in a video.
It's just
Whatever information is in that video is somewhere written down, documented.
So listen to them. Like, don't look at the messenger. Look at the message that they send in.
No. What I do is I follow where they got this.
That's what I'm saying. Break that shit. Break that shit the fuck. You can do whatever you gotta do with it. That's
I have been there and done that. It's like
that, yeah, but that's you. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Break it down and get the message out of it though. It's not about where it come from. It's about what's being said. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up. Sometimes, listen to me, bro. Sometimes we get so wrapped up, and I totally 100% because I'm all like, bro, I'm as Black American as you can be. I feel you.
Yeah, I'm trying to unwrap us though.
I know you can unwrap us all you want, and that's fine. But make sure that you also preparing these people for the unwrapping. Cause they got to be ready. And they got to know that part too. It's all good about knowing where you come from and knowing what it is and what it ain't. That's fine. But be prepared also for the consequence too. Tell them what is going to come, the turmoil, and to be prepared for that too. That's the only thing I say. I have no problem with what you're doing. I believe in it. I agree with it 100%. But be prepared. And a lot of these black folk, they not like how we was raised. They not like us. I'm sorry, but these young people not ready. They don't know how to make a meal. They don't even know what a sugar sandwich is. What the fuck? You can't do one without the other. You can't tell them to be, hey, you could be as you could be whatever you want to be in this world because that is the epitome of being an American. And do also tell them that the American dream is a lie. It's never been. That is a literal government construct. That was a lie that was created to get the white people join the army. Nobody talks about that part either. All these American dream constructs and all this stuff. Nobody tells them about that either. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot more than differentiating yourself between a tether, an immigrant, and being a Black American. There's a lot more to being a. What do you mean? Ain't no white picket fence ever been there for any Black American or any white American either. There's no such thing as the American dream. That's just as made up as Uncle Sam. I want you, face ass nigga. The Leave It to Beaver shit, all the fucking Andy and Amos. Do people understand that Andy and Amos was a white man talking? That horse was the black man. That's what they looked at us as. Like, get the fuck out of here. All in the Family was the first, like, universally accepted before Sanford and Sons came on the scene. On late night TV. Of course, all of these shows aired on late night TV back in the early 70s and 80s or whatever. But you had All in the Family. That was the first white show on TV that tried to break the Leave It to Beaver construct of America because the whole white picket fence and the American dream was created to get white people to join the army during the 1940s, during the Great Depression. You could have a better life if you join the military because we're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. The only reason I know about it is because my great grandfather, he fought in World War II. My great grandfather is buried in Arlington Cemetery. But and when he got out the military, because he was from Illinois, he started a whole chain of dry cleaning companies here in Illinois. And yeah, he knew it was a lie. He said he just used that shit to the best of his ability. Black folks ain't never believed in none of that white picket fence bullshit and 2 kids and a car and a house type shit or whatever. That was a dream that he said was sold to white America to get them to join the war and to get them to join the fight so that America could come up. It was just a construct that was created out of whole cloth. And they created TV shows like Leave It to Beaver, I Love Lucy, and a whole bunch of other what's that To the Moon, Alice. I can't remember the name of the show, but he used to always be like about to talk about he wanted to punch his wife. To the Moon, Alice. That was one of those shows, another one of those shows that was like created to enforce this ideology of women being at home and being taken care of by the husband that went to work every day type shit and everything.
Far from that now.
That, if you look at history, that has never been the case. I don't care where you go, even in the Bible, there is no woman that just sat at home while her husband was at work, bro. Yeah, show me one. Show me one. The man was the provider, but the woman was the head of the household. In every story I've read in the Bible, there is no woman that just sat at home and took care of the kids and waited for her husband to come home. We have a job as women. We've always had a fucking job.
Right, doing something.
Yeah, we was always doing something. And head of the household was a job. Our job was to take the money that our husband made and funnel it to children's education, buying clothes, feeding the cows. Our job was the household. Our job was to manage. He was the CEO, and our job was to manage the company. That's always, I don't care where you read it in the Bible, but that's always been our job. Submitting to your husband does not mean, oh, yes, massa. That ain't never meant that. Not the way the Bible tell it. Submit means to listen. Or do I have do I need to break out the thesaurus? Did I misunderstand what? I mean, let me know, cause I'll go grab my thesaurus over there. It's old now, you know what I'm saying? I stopped buying thesauruses after 2000 because they started changing language and shit. I ain't know, but I just felt like I should keep that one, cause that one seemed like it was like, you know, before language got fucked up. But to submit means to listen. I don't know where submit meant to be like a slave or whatever they trying to make it to be out today. I have like a million different views, and I have no problem with it. Bro, hold on. Because I feel like going into this conversation, I got to say something about myself.
Oh, shit. Nothing too private.
No, nothing too private.
And I'm saying like that. No.
Even though I don't give a fuck, because like, you know what?
Yeah,
Any day, bro, I'm right here. I'm from Chicago. You can find me. Bring your ass right here, bro. You want this smoke? We can have these conversations. But that's all I'm saying. Yeah, and I'm cool. I'm ready. Always. I'm never like. Anyway, I am an alpha female. I have an alpha male. That man is a man. I submit to my man. I submit to my husband, dude. I walk in faith. I believe in God. Okay? I'm also a person that used to be a single mother, too. And this man loved me in spite of all of that. Not despite, but in spite of everything that everybody in society telling him that he's not supposed to love me or care about me or want to be with me because I was broken and stolen goods. I am a grown-ass woman. I'm 43 years old. But real recognize real. And I'm sorry, but I think that if you're looking for the right things in life, the right things will come to you. If you checking a man pockets, or you checking that woman pockets, or you superficially looking at that person, period, you will never get what you're looking for in life. Worry about you. Get you together so that you can be something for somebody. I don't understand where we changed. I still sit back and look at it because my sisters are not like that. And they had like totally and are in totally successful marriages and stuff. Me notwithstanding, because I'm just me. I'll have that conversation. You want to step to me and ask me where I am and why I got where I'm at? I have no problem. I am not like at all. Like, I'm not one of them people that's going to make myself the victim or nothing. Again, I am an alpha female. I submit to my man. I love him so much. And there's nothing I won't do for that man because I love him. I listen to him, and he drop knowledge on me every day, bro. We don't agree on everything. He see the world in one way, I see the world in another way. But somehow, some way, we find compromise, compromisio. You know what I'm saying? And in that, you find love, bro.
Well, all right. It's a lot of love, and that's what we need. We need more love in the chat. We need more love
It's not just
amongst the
about.
lineage,
I
But
think,
hold on,
yeah. All right, Pat.
because yeah. So we're gonna definitely do part two because this is around the time where I start to
All right.
shut down and my eyes start to shut in.
Oh man, dude, get some sleep. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm gonna
I
email
have a time
like,
where I usually get off, and
yeah.
because I wake up early to do it again. You feel me? So I wake up really early, about 7:30. I try to get back up on here and
Yeah,
do it
send
live.
me. Can I? Oh wait, I think I can. Hold on, let me do
You get
this.
to the
We in
number is
Zoom. Hold on, hold on, hold
unapologetic
on.
at yahoo.com. Really easy. Also,
Chat.
same.
I don't need to chat with everybody. I can just chat with you. How can I do that? Oh, you don't got it turned on.
What?
So I was gonna like it's a everyone where everybody can see or whatever, and then there's a participant and
Yeah, it's there because it's being used. So
oh no 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 I got you I got you I got you. So I'm finna send you my I'm finna send you my email so you can send me your email, not that one. Um, I'm sending you my private email so I can send you my I want to send you my ancestry so you can look at it and then we can talk about that too.
Yeah, send
And
those weird
then
videos, those spooky videos, so I can chop that up and let you know that
oh no, I just sent you a private message. I got
okay.
you. I
And when
feel
people have
you.
those spooky videos, there's always somebody white that got all the secrets of the world.
Oh no, you can see no this no bro, it's me. You like literally you can click on me and like click on my profile picture. That's actually my picture. I have no problem with nobody knowing who I am. Like I'm not ashamed of me. Like, I'm proud of me. I am literally from Chicago. That RA Chicago is not just like a construct. I don't live in the suburbs. I lived in every zip code of Chicago. I grew up in the projects of Chicago. I am Chicago. That's why, like, when I was talking about when Trump was talking about sending the motherfucking, the National Guard and shit, I don't give no fuck about that.
Yeah,
I'm from here.
he trying to slow down that per capita.
Yeah, bro. I don't give a fuck because, like, bro, people that got control of they people, they gonna be inside. They gonna do what they supposed to do. They gonna run. They gonna run their shit exactly like how they supposed to. They gonna step out of the way of the government. All them videos that you talking about, you seen with them niggas talking about they got switches and all that bullshit, whatever, dude. Like,
I know they gonna run.
you know what I'm talking about?
These are the
Like,
same guys that run from one little scrawny office
bro.
of like everybody clear the block. Like they
Bro,
be running like the
these
roaches.
niggas don't know the code. They don't understand. We don't like no, them ain't them. I don't want to say they pay actors. All I want to say is like, bro, I don't know who them niggas is, but they not Chicago. Because everybody in Chicago got some family that done made good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, look, you getting me like, bro, I'm getting in my element. I'm being me, bruh. People that's from Chicago, they got somebody that done made good, bro. We don't do that. We don't be running up on people like that. We don't do that. We'll get out the way. We'll sit up here and go back into the motherfucking cut till shit blow over and stuff. We ain't stupid like that. So those them niggas that you know what I'm saying? Them the niggas that need to get ran up on. Cause like real niggas don't even do that. Real motherfuckers from Chicago, uh-uh. We all got family that are made good. I'm one of them people that are made good. Like my life, my life is a testimony in itself, bro. I am blessed. I am blessed. I'm from these streets. I'm from Chicago, bro. All up in here. I grew up on 35th and State,
I'm
House of
working on getting
Pain, bro.
blessed.
No, we all blessed. You here. You breathing. You living. You here talking to everybody. You are in itself blessed, bro. What do you mean? You have a platform. You reaching folks. You reach somebody like me who is
Yeah,
in
but
my own world.
yeah, but
Who
so if I'm blessed by that, then those tethers are super blessed. They be having 2.4 million subscribers and all
I'm gonna
type
tell
of
you like this.
FBA support. No niggas like
I'm gonna tell
really
you
blessed.
like this. Yeah, Charlie Kirk was blessed too. He had like 8 million subscribers and
You
people
see,
that
I
followed
don't want
him.
that type of blessing right there.
Exactly. There we go. That's the point. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. What did Jesus say? Hold on. Jesus said
He said
he made the sun to shine on the good and the bad. That's what he
he
said.
didn't say that. He said that.
No, Paul said that in Thessalonians. God said that he makes the sun to shine on the good as well as the bad.
Okay.
When he comes to reap, when he comes to reap, make sure that you're not a part of the chaff. That's what he said about God. Now, if you want to go to the book of Revelations, Jesus.
Shit.
No,
The
I ain't
book of
even finna.
Revelation.
No.
That's spooky stuff.
Hold on. I'm gonna stay away from the spooky stuff. I'm gonna say that God said, okay, I'm gonna give you a parable. I'm gonna give you a parable in nigga terms. I'm gonna give you a parable in nigga terms. He said that the farmer, hold on, I am. Watch this. He said, I am the farmer, right? He said in the parable, this is Jesus Christ talking in like Matthew's 11 or some shit like that or whatever. He was like, God is the farmer, right? He gonna go throwing his seed amongst the rocks. He don't care. He just throwing that seed, right? Yes. Hey. I'm doing it in nigga terms, right? He is the farmer. He just throwing that seed everywhere. He just shaking it out. It's going in the rocks. It's going amongst the. It's in the sand. It's in the fucking. It's in the water. It's on good ground. You know what I'm saying? It's in the soil. It's just falling everywhere, right? And then the seed starts to grow, right? In this season, it's gonna grow regardless. Sometimes, some places it's gonna grow. Sometimes it's gonna grow. It's not gonna grow, depending on where it fall. And as the farmer, he gonna come and he gonna start after the season when it's time for that seed to sprout and everything. He gonna come check on it. He gonna come look and see what's growing and what's not. And then he gonna wait all the way until the harvest time before he start reaping, right? He gonna wait until reaping season. He see what's growing and what's not growing, right? And then when the reaping season come, he gonna come amongst the rocks and he gonna chop up his shit that grew out and amongst the rock, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere he threw his seed, he gonna see what grew and did. He gonna take what reaped, right? The ones that grew, no matter where they grew at, the farmer is gonna reap his reward. He gonna reap his harvest. Whether you
You sound
grew
like you
amongst the
Jehovah
rocks.
Witness.
Hell no. I don't believe in no Jehovah Witness, nigga.
7 Day Adventist.
Hell no. Never that. Never. I believe
Mormon.
in God. Hell no. Them motherfucking people they believe in some nigga that found some gold tablets, bro. Come on, bro. Don't disrespect me like that. That's ridiculous. Nope. I believe in God. I don't believe in a religion.
You
And
used to
I grew
preach
up.
before?
Hell no, I went to school for theology though, because I was
I know
supposed to
it.
go in. I was supposed to go into the church. That was what I was meant for, but I rejected that
Why?
because no man, no man holds the word of God.
What are you talking
That's
about?
why. What do you
Moses
mean?
had the
What I'm
word of
saying?
God.
No, Moses didn't have the word of God. He had a piece of the word of God.
Okay. What about
Yeah.
Muhammad?
Muhammad has a piece of the word of God, but he doesn't have the word of God.
Really?
Yeah.
What about Bishop TD Jakes?
Again, no piece of the word of God. I'm sorry, but no. No. TD Jakes, he was able to touch people's heartstrings, but he never touched the word.
Really? What about Joel Osteen?
He is also a false prophet.
Wait,
He used
what's
the
my boy Pat Robert, the one that predicted Haiti's
I don't give a fuck about what that nigga predicted. That nigga is Satan prophet or something. Like
he said the Haitian did a deal with the Satan.
no, I'm sorry, but I don't believe that either. I'm gonna tell you what I believe.
So he was
I've
damn near
read.
correct.
I'm gonna tell you. I've read. Okay, this is what I can tell you about me. I've read the Quran in its native language. I have read the Torah in its native language. I've read the Bible, the old ass Gutenberg Bible before fucking the King James got a hold of it. I've read pieces of the Dead Sea Scrolls. I've learned about the Anunnaki and everything like that. Um, I am a person of many languages and many reasonings, but I am of one faith. I believe in God. I believe in the universal one, the Abba, the
Yeah, but
great
what
Father.
faith is that?
That is God. That is only one faith.
Man, ain't no. So what
That is
denomination?
faith. I don't have a denomination. I do not believe in
Okay, so you're
denominations.
non-denominational.
No, like literally, let me explain to you something that's wrong with all of the world.
All right, you go about to go to hell.
That's fine. I'll go to hell gladly. I'll stand on my faith, which is God. I believe in the things that all of the Bibles, including Buddha and Confucius and Krishna of India, okay? All these different religions agreed on principles that align with the teachings of Jesus Christ. That's what I believe in. I don't have a religion. That's what you're looking for. Religion is the devil. Religion is the cause of all of the strife and
Yeah,
suffering.
you better stay. Yeah, you
And
better stay in Chicago saying that. You couldn't bring yourself to South Carolina talking about that.
hey, I lived in South Carolina. I was
Yeah,
stationed there
but
too.
you
So,
know better to talk like that out there.
hey, you know what? I ain't never finna stop fighting for this. I'm gonna keep on fighting until
Yeah,
everybody
you'll be,
understands.
man. You
Because
talking
the truth
so
of the matter is if you really
those
believe in
folks super
God,
religious.
if you super religious, then you should believe in the teachings of Jesus Christ and live that.
Yeah, but what if they don't believe in Jesus Christ?
Then that's where they're not Christians.
But what if they don't want to be?
That sounds like something they should take up with God.
But they don't
At the
believe in
end of the
God.
day,
They
then
might not believe in God.
it don't matter about whether they believe in God. God believe in them and he see them. Like, I don't know. I am not here to judge. That is not my job, bro. What my job is to just like be truthful and faithful. I'm gonna
To
tell
who?
you to God.
Okay.
I don't care about nobody else. I don't care about like that's like dude, I think I'm so blessed and I'm so lucky because like I perceive
What? What you perceive?
the world. I see it for what it is. That right, left, this up, down, this all of this fuck
Oh,
shit.
don't say up, down, down, left, right, C, A, select,
Yeah,
start.
because I
Okay.
say it's like the reason I say up, down is because like depending on who's popular and what the populism is saying, it's a up, down thing. One day they up, next day they down. I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. None of these people are righteous. None of these people are uncorrupted. They're all, to me, the world, not the world.
So then what's the point then if everybody corrupt,
The
then
point
nobody's
is to
righteous?
get, you know, the point is to become that.
But nobody is.
No, no, it's not that nobody is. It's just that the corrupted people got the loudest voice right now
Yeah, but that why it's always like that?
because nobody wants to be Malcolm X or Martin Luther King or JFK or RFK or what
Yeah,
we got
well,
now,
Elon
Charlie
Musk.
Kirk. Nobody wants to be a martyr.
Yeah, you see what happened? You see what happened to every last one of them? That's why.
Yeah, but the people that teach love are the most unpopular people on the planet. But even God said that was gonna happen. Jesus Christ spoke about that happening. He said many people will die to speak in my name. I don't
So,
got no problem. I like me, kill me. I hate this world. This world horrible.
oh
Like
shit.
I have no problem speaking out. And that's
Putin.
why this is why I am becoming like I am, man. You don't know. It's like fire shut up in my bones. I have a rage in me that I just don't even know how to let loose. I am emotional about the world and the way it's becoming, but I have no way to show that no more because nobody can move me.
You can move
And
yourself.
that's why, exactly, and I am moving myself. I sat up here and I called you tonight.
Yeah, that's
I sat
moving
up
yourself.
here, exactly. I'm willing to die for this because America needs to go back to, it's not go back to, it needs to progress forward. We need to find consensus. We need to find a middle ground. We need to go back to being America. Even though we may have, no, when I say go back to being America, let me explain what I'm saying. We've always been Black America. We've always been white America. And then we've had other America. Okay, that's cool. We've always had extremism preventing us from being America. In some way or another, we've had outsiders. We've had outsiders influencing our relationship among each other. Now, I agree with you. We do have people, as you call tethers, that come here with this preconception of America and our place as Black Americans in it, and coming in thinking that they are above us or better because they able to get loans. They come in, and I know this as a business owner. They come in getting $1 million loans that we have to put up whole houses, cars, and all our assets for, and we don't even get half of it. Yeah, that's fact. I know that.
So somebody said, ask you about the green things out of space.
I don't know anything about that.
Somebody think you contacted one before.
Nope. Can't say that I have. I think that's a lie. That's another construct of distraction that they create to, hey, bro, they just said we had Black aliens that was supposed to be like visiting us on September 7th. It's supposed to be some big ass niggas or something. Where they at? Like, fuck out of here, nigga. Like, people will believe whatever you put in front of them to distract themselves from the reality of being robbed.
All right. Well, let me ask you this, because
All
somebody said
right.
ask you about life on Mars.
Don't know nothing about that. I don't even know that we got to Mars, to be honest with you. Keeping it with Buck,
So,
like,
so you believe in one planet, one moon, and one sun?
no, not at all. Do you think that God in his infinite wisdom only created us? How about the fact that we so barbaric
Oh,
that
so
nobody
you
wants to
you
fuck with
believe in
us?
aliens then?
I don't know that I believe in aliens. Well, they alien to us, but are we so vain that we think we the only thing that God created for real? Like
That's
for
what
real.
God said He created.
God created, he just, all he talked about was us. What he created here, but are we so vain that we think we thought we was the only human beings on earth for like what, a million some years? Like, come on, bro. Like, if God,
about other human beings?
I don't know anything about anything. I remember there used to be Neanderthals. There are still Denisovans. And you have the Melanese people that do not have any of our DNA on this planet right now living among us today. Nobody even knows about the Melanese people, do they? Look them up. And that's going to blow your fucking mind.
That sounds interesting.
The Melanese, you ain't never heard of the Melanese people?
Hell no.
Oh my God, look them up right now on Google. I want to see your face. I can't see your face, but I want to hear your voice. Look up the Melanese people. They do not have like Melanese, like melanin, and then just put ESE on the end. Melanese people. They do not share any of our DNA.
Oh, you talking about Melanesian?
The Melanesian people. They do not.
Are they aliens?
They do not. No, they are not aliens. They do not share any of our DNA, though.
How you know?
Because I already looked them up a long time ago. Because I found them a long time ago.
There's a bunch of
y'all said, huh? No, they not. No, they not. Ain't nothing African about them people.
Yo, I see some flies on one person.
Whatever, dude, because they live on islands. They live on islands that are like really far from all of us.
Oh no, they might have some monkey stew in the background somewhere.
Yeah, that's what we want to say. Look at them people. Look at them people. They look like both black and white. Right? Yeah, the Melanesians. Yeah, they blonde-haired people with black skin and blue eyes and gray eyes and green eyes and everything. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That'll fuck you up. And they are a part of and they don't share any of our DNA. They don't share DNA with us.
Hey, they look human to me.
Yes, they are very Homo sapien. They are very Homo sapien. Remember, if you remember them talking about the Polynesian islands and this island chain that just feel like it's just like built out of nowhere. You talk about knowing history and everything. You should know about them people. They still trying to.
Let me ask you about the giants. What about the giants of the earth?
All you got to do is look at the Book of Enoch for that. I don't have to talk about that. Just read the books of Enoch.
What about the rock people?
The rock people, all you have to do is refer back to the books of Enoch for that. That's actually explained. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on now. The lost books of the Bible would explain a lot of the missing history that we have as humans. Yeah, a lot of people. I didn't lose them. The Ethiopian Bible is still like all 140 books is still available today. Not hard to find. It's just, are you willing to read it? And it's gonna fuck with your mind as a Christian if all you do is believe in just like the Bible, or if you are Islam, if all you believe in is in the Quran, it's gonna hurt your brain.
Maybe that's what the Bible says. The Bible says only read the Bible.
No, these are books that were taken out of the Bible. The Bible was a lot bigger than the King James version that we have today. And then there are things, I mean, the reason that the lost books of the Bible really help is because it kind of, anybody that thinks that the Egypt that you look at and you see in your history books, because I think anybody from Chicago had Egyptian history as your history.
Who built the pyramid? Was it aliens?
Yeah. I don't believe in aliens. They might have been alien to this world, but they're not aliens. They were all created by God. Um, that the pyramids are very young, but they're still older than what they say they are. I think they aged the pyramids at like 5,000 years old or whatever. And I think that the pyramids, even the one, are you talking about the ones in America? Are you
Nah,
talking
I'm
about the
talking the
ones
real
in
ones.
Egypt?
Yeah, the
What do you
real
mean
ones.
the real ones?
Hmm.
The ones in America are like um
Man, those
80,
things are
90,000 years old.
yeah, those ain't pyramids. Those things are just platforms that people
Uh
look at pyramid. Now
um
the ones in Egypt is like well
no,
sculpted and
I'm sorry, but
it took
no,
way
you
more
I'm sorry,
intelligence
but
and
I think that
innovativeness.
I think I would disagree with you.
Yeah, they call everything a pyramid now. Look at that platform. Look,
No,
man,
no,
I seen those images. I'm like, no goddamn pyramid.
no. No, bro. I think that you're wrong in that aspect. I think you need to do a little bit more research. The oldest pyramids in the world are found right here in North America,
Well,
and
who
that's
built the
not
beautiful
no
who built the beautiful ones in Egypt?
the Comets. Those are the
Who?
people that the Comets. Kimets. The Comets. Um, they were the people that pre-existed the Egyptians that were there um before like around the time of Gobekli Tepe. They were called the dirt people because of their skin color. They was as black as dirt.
Hmm.
They were
Now
there
look,
when Africa, when the Sahara Desert was a lush greenery, when it was a part of America, when we used to be attached to each other.
where is
And
the American version of like that little lion thing in Africa? See, like those things were
what are
so
you talking about?
complex. I'm saying like the pyramids in Egypt were like complex and
Mhm.
wonders of the world. Like, how do they
They
build these
actually
things?
not,
Not the ones in
they're
America.
actually, they're actually not complex. The ones in America are just as complex
Are you
as the ones
serious?
in, yeah, I'm gonna tell you. So let me
So let me
explain
show
to
my
you.
screen and show you the ones in America. They look like I
I
built them.
don't, yeah, but the ones in America were destroyed, dude, back in the 1820s and stuff during Teddy Roosevelt's presidency. And that's why a lot of the forest preserves that we have today, these national forests and stuff, what we have today, he went in with his team of motherfucking American soldiers and whatever you want to call them, and they was blasting them fucking pyramids down. They was like literally destroying them. So I don't know what you would when you go to I know that you like to use AI and stuff like that. That's cool. I really have no problem with that. But it's so much of history that was lost due to destruction, just like in Egypt with the faces of the pyramid and defacing of the stones and stuff like that. There are other historical um stuff, like what do you call it, writings or whatever. I don't know how to say it, but there were other things that pre-existed all of this stuff that have been lost to history that I read as a kid. Because see, like what I used to do was read the Encyclopedia Britannicas, like the whole entire thing, because my mom and my grandmother, they used to buy me Encyclopedia Britannicas to read. I started reading them when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I want to say 8, because I used to read the daily column for the economics papers and stuff, all the business. That's all I wanted to read was the business section. And they bought me Encyclopedia Britannicas until like 1992 or 93, when they started trying to like eliminate them or something. But I've read every last one of them. I read all the ones that were in my family's library, and they had Encyclopedias Britannicas going back to 1890, because my granny was like an avid book collector. So I know for a fact in America, there used to be pyramids, and Theodore Roosevelt, all these forest preserves that we have in America were created because he was destroying what he called ancient monuments of no consequence. What the
So
fuck
where
are
was
you
the
talking
America
about?
version of the Sphinx?
It would have probably been somewhere between what do you call it? It would have been somewhere in the Yellowstone National Park between there. Yeah, no
The
joke.
zoo?
No, Yellowstone
Hmm. When you say
on
Yellowstone, I think of
on the
Yogi
western.
Bear.
No, on the on the western
Hey,
on
boo
the
boo.
north. No, it would have been on the northwestern edge of Yellowstone National Park.
I think of Yogi
Because
Bear
it
with
was
picnic.
if you look at the direction of the Sphinx in Egypt, the one that would have been pointing if you look at them as an empire, because you have to go back further. When you look at Egypt, you have to look at Egypt as an Ottoman Empire, as the Moors Empire before the the Arabians or whatever you want to call them overtook that area and that plane of existence. You have to look at history from a much bigger, um, complex motherfucking historical perspective than what we are taught and what is taught to us as Americans.
Okay, well,
Um,
speaking of that, do you think Lord Jamar was right and Professor Day was wrong?
I don't know who those guys are.
The Earth, is it flat like a quarter or is it round like a basketball?
It's neither.
Hmm. It's a triangle?
No, it's elliptical.
What the hell is that?
Elliptical is it's kind of like circular but with a bulge at its center. The earth does not move in a circular motion. It moves more diagonal. And because of it moving diagonal, the portion of the earth that expands is at its equator. So it's kind of like a weird shaped basketball. Like it's like if the basketball, if you look at a basketball, you know how it's very circular and symmetrical, right? Now imagine a basketball, but it has a more spherical point at the top and the bottom, but the center of it still bulges like a basketball, kind of like.
That sounds like a football.
Yeah, not quite. It got the shape of a football, but more circular like a basketball. It's kind of like both of those things. That's why they call it elliptical.
Do you watch football?
Of course I do. I
Who's your
used to.
team?
I don't.
Chicago
I'm from
Bears?
I'm from Chicago, nigga. Don't ask me those stupid questions like
Oh,
that,
no wonder you
bro.
stopped watching football. I see why.
Yeah, man, bro. Man, bro. It's just man, it's tragic. Dude, I can't even make them part of my fantasy football team, man. I don't even do it no more. I just quit. I'm just too sad. They want out of Chicago so bad that they gonna make this motherfucker team the worst team in the league. $1 billion franchise. They gonna destroy $1 billion franchise just to be able to move, bro. And they getting like billions of dollars in tax incentives. Think
That's what
of
happened with the
if
Raiders.
and then now they the most betted on motherfucking team in the whole fucking league, yo. Like, come on, bro. This is Vegas. That's Vegas betting, bro. It's all about the money.
All right. Well,
Yeah, like, dude, like that's the thing. Like, man, everybody, like, okay, I do want to say this.
all day. All right, last thing. So I go to bed. 'Cause you're gonna have me up at
Yeah,
three
it
o'clock in the
is.
morning.
Dude, cause like, dude, you ask me questions, I got answers. But
But
and
you ain't answering
it's
the alien
so
questions though.
I don't believe in aliens. I believe
I
that
don't
that's
believe you.
another I think that's another creation of God. Like, are we, like I said, are we so vain that we think we the only thing that God ever made?
Well, that's what God
That
said he
was
ever
my,
made.
that was
God
my,
said he created mankind in 6 days, rest on
no,
the
he
seventh.
said, no, he did not. That's not what God said. He said he
Sure tell he
made man,
did.
he said he made man in his image. He didn't say that that was the only thing
Right,
he
man.
created.
Like you said,
No,
man.
He
Like you
said
said, man, arm, leg, arm, head.
he said, no, that's not
Not
what he
aliens.
said. No, he said he made man in his image. He ain't
Hmm.
never say that he didn't make anything else.
Okay, well, sorry, let me ask you a question. So,
Mm,
who is more powerful, the
mm.
person in the image of God or the person that's not in the image of God? You see what I'm saying?
You said the person in the image of God
Right,
or the person not in the image of God.
right. That'll be the
I
devil.
would, you a lie. I'm gonna tell you why you a lie. Because to be in the image of God is to be God.
So, wouldn't you be more powerful than a person who's not in the image?
Not true. Because God said that we
What?
were made because look, hear me out.
You about to read one of the lost
I
books or
know.
something?
No, I'm finna just tell you what it is. We are imperfect in nature if we are made in the image of God. And he said to strive for what he became, because obviously God already transitioned and became the being that he made us in his image, which means he shed off all his negativity. He shed off everything that made him not God.
Shit.
So I'm sorry, but the person that's not in his image that strives, he said, we strive, be ye upright and perfect. That's what he said in the Bible. Strive for perfection,
All right. Well,
but
let me strive my butt to bed.
in your imperfection be ye made as him. Fuck out of here. Like, hold on, don't try to confuse me, nigga.
All
Like
right.
we
Well,
can
I'm
talk
going to.
all yeah.
No,
Hey,
hell no,
you
we not.
call
I'm going to
you
bed.
no, I was finna say call me anytime, man, because I do want to talk to you, man.
Oh,
There's other things. There's other
yeah. We'll
things I
get
want to talk
we'll get you
about.
back on here because family want to hear you.
I don't
They
know why
think
they want to hear me, bro.
no, they think you dropping some interesting, thought provoking.
Nah, I just don't believe in like real shit. I don't believe in this love right shit. I think that if we gonna become united as Black Americans and shit, we need to shed all these motherfucking preconceptions. We need to shed the stereotypes. We need to
All
shed
right.
the left right shit and all that craziness or whatever. We need to
Yeah, well, don't try to prolong this. I gotta go to bed.
yeah, hey, go to bed. Hey, I'm off for the next 2 days, so I get up. I don't think I'm gonna get up early. My son is getting ready to ship off to basic training. Look, I live what I believe. I don't talk shit, man. I'll be about it.
All
And I
right.
mean, y'all sit up here and say, how could your kid go to the military with in
Well,
this
who cares about
climate?
that? All right. Well, we'd rather be military than a
S-
fucking gang.
Serve this motherfucking country, make your money, become somebody. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
All
Hey,
right.
bro,
Yes.
love you. Hey, I'll be on when you get on. I love you, man. I love y'all.
All right. I love you
Build
too. I love the
up, credit
lineage.
up all
All
day.
right. Yeah. Tomorrow morning, I think we're gonna do some diaspora wars.
Don't be all early. I
We'll see. I might
diaspora
not.
war
I
all
might
day,
not be
but
if you keep me up in this thing much longer. I might do it. I'm
hey,
trying
you
to
must be what time zone you in so I know.
Eastern.
Oh, that's what the problem is. Okay.
Yeah. You see what time
I'm
it
in
is?
I'm in CST. Dude, this
Exactly.
is the latest I've been up. I'm a truck driver. I'll be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning working,
You
catching
up
you
late
all
because
late.
you out there. You out there fooling around.
I was out there fooling around. I didn't get off till like motherfucking 8 o'clock today.
I knew it.
All right, bro. All right.
All right.
You gonna be what, 8, 9? Like, what's my time? So
Well, I'm trying to be 7:30 if you let me get off.
7:30. That's like 6:30 my time. Mm.
Damn.
I catch you sometime tomorrow, bro.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Well,
yeah.
I should
I
be
ain't
on
think.
whenever you wake up. I should be on.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. 7:30. It's Sunday. pray for y'all get on. All right,
Oh, I
bye.
forgot it's Sunday. Shit.
Oh
All right.
my God. God be blessed
Have a
in
good
all
night.
things. Night, man.
All right. Peace to the lineage, man. We had fun. The